I'm good acting. Better acting you'll see on TV. Did you see the guy who's playing Woody Allen on the Fox thing?
Yeah.
They just gave him a pair of black glasses. Didn't look anything like Woody.
Well, that's what cracks me up, when these people try to look like.
Yeah.
You know, because he's hunched his shoulders over, and he's wearing the little glasses.
Yeah. Persecuted. Hi, you're on the air. Hello? Obviously nobody there. Orlando, you're on the air. Hello? Hello? Is this working? Hold on, I have to fix the equipment. Give me 1 second. All right, I think I got it now. Rochester, you're on the air.
Yeah, I got a good idea for Black Jeopardy.
Well, I think we have it covered, but go ahead.
Well, if you could take one more by phone. I'm white, Caucasian, but I think it'd be fun to play.
Oh, you want a white guy playing? I never considered that. No, I think it's better to just have black. You know, black people don't get on.
How often do you see them on Jeopardy?
Right. They very rarely have black people on Jeopardy, so we're trying to do something good for Black History Month.
Right.
So that we'll go down in history as being great broadcasters.
Well, I don't know anything about white history, so I wouldn't be a ringer.
I see. All right, thank you. All right, good idea, but we're not interested. Dallas, you're on the air. Thank you. They're down there going, who's Woody Allen? Los Angeles, you're on the air.
You sure they're not going, what's wrong with dating your daughter?
Could be. New York, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, Howard?
Yeah, well, put on your regular voice.
This is my voice.
All right, yes, what can I do for you?
I'd like to come down for Ash Wednesday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Really? Hey, by the way, I mean, even though this guy's goofing around.
It is an opportunity to promote.
Yeah. Let's make sure that people understand you don't have to wait in line anymore at church for Ash Wednesday. There are people who are missing work. They are not getting their ashes quickly. They want to be seen on the street with their ashes to show people that they're good Catholics. I will give you ashes, the same ashes that you get tomorrow.
Where do the, I know where the ashes come from.
The body of Christ.
No. They didn't burn Christ.
Oh, that was Joan of Arc.
That's right.
We get our ashes from the body of Joan of Arc.
No, you know where the ashes come from?
Jackie's pot.
That was good.
Yeah. Where?
They burned, wherever God was last, Jesus was last. He came in on a, they had palm fronds or whatever.
Yeah, PSALMs. Palm.
Yeah,
right.
On the ground, and the ashes come, so Palm Sunday, and then you have Ash Wednesday, when they burn the palms.
Well, I will, especially girls who want to come down and confess, or want to, I'll give them a wafer, and I'll give you your ashes. Oh, sir, I'm not going to put up with the dopey bit from you.
Because all you're doing is saying, Howard.
I'd love to get on my knees for you, Howard.
Howard, I'd love to get on my knees for you,
I think
Howard.
this is Glenn the caller, actually.
Yeah, it's probably Glenn. Glenn, is that you?
Yes.
What's wrong with you, you retard? Hi, you're on the air.
Howard.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know. I didn't get to catch it a couple of days ago, but I got to ask you a question. The deal with Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah.
Was he stoned? Was he on drugs or painkillers? What was the deal with that?
Well, my suspicion was that maybe Jan Michael had a few drinks on the plane ride over, but I wouldn't.
He came in on the plane in the morning.
I don't know that he had, by the way. Did you think that he might have had a few cocktails?
I thought that he was heavily medicated because he looked like he should be in pain.
He looked horrible, but I know it's like 6:37 in the morning he was on, I guess. And it seemed so unlikely that he was drinking, and his friends seemed really coherent.
Yeah.
So it was just really freaky to see him like that. And the last time I saw him was like that helicopter show.
Yeah, no, I mean, he
have you
might
ever had an accident like that, sir?
I have actually.
He went through a glass window, so he might have been on painkillers or maybe had a few drinks to anesthetize the area.
Right. I mean,
but you'll also have trouble talking just because you have to.
Right. I'm not. It wasn't so much his.
Sir, we don't know what the hell was going on. You understand?
It wasn't so much the pattern of speech as it was I guess. It seemed like he kept getting a thought come to him.
It was a mystery to us. It was a mystery to you. Thank you.
No.
Los Angeles, you're on the air.
Hello. Hey, how to make an orgasm?
What did he say?
How to make an orgasm.
Jackie, you want to handle it?
He spits on your back.
Yep.
Thank you.
They can't stop me. Stop me. What a little fire scarecrow. Those are fighting words. Try it. Hey, I know them all. And I'll give you your answer with a smile on my face. On your back. I know it or not. Good at stealing other people's thunder.
Buffalo, you're on the air.
Hi, Art.
I'm trying to sneak in a few phone calls, Robin, before we get to Black Jeopardy. Yes?
Hi, Art.
Yes.
It's Jim Michael.
Hey, Jim Michael.
How you doing?
All right. Everyone with comedy this morning. Everyone phoning in with their own special brand of comedy. Albany, leave the comedy to us. You can call in with serious questions. Albany, you're on the air.
Hi, how you doing, Howard?
Hey.
Commissioner Stern, that is.
Thank you.
Good morning, Robin.
Good morning.
Hi, I just want to, you want a serious topic?
No, I mean,
What is on your mind?
What is on my mind?
Try to ask a question in a normal voice.
Okay, this is my normal voice.
Good.
I'd have to say, I think maybe what you should do is maybe do a political favor for somebody.
He has nothing to say. Dallas, you're on the air.
Howard!
I'm going to have to take a break in a minute because I can't handle it. Dallas,
hey,
I can only take my audience in small doses.
I've noticed that.
I miss you. Dallas loves you, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
You ever see a group of people with nothing to say? This is what it's like if you go on those Prodigy chat lines, which I don't call in anymore. I got burnt out on it.
I would have to say, someone sent me a transcript of only 5 minutes of your carrying on Prodigy, and I can't imagine you spent a lot of time doing that.
I did. I spent more time than you know. But
just inane
questions. Where's Robin is most of them. When is Robin coming on Prodigy? So I don't call in anymore. I leave that to Big Al Henslovitz and Neil Drake, who are on there 24 hours a day.
Inanity is their life.
Yes. They live for inane. Big Al Henslovitz is over 50 years old, and he's on the Prodigy chat line.
I guess his children are almost grown now.
Yeah, that leaves him free time.
And his wife doesn't need anything.
No. Every once in a while, he can tell his wife walks into the room because he quickly gets off. One time he was on, and his boss walked in and caught him on it. Oh. And he quickly went off. Big shot.
Yeah, right.
Risking your job so you can go, how are you?
Yeah. Big Al Henslovitz. Living on the edge.
How are you? Oh, geez, gotta go.
He doesn't even say, oh, geez, gotta go. He just all of a sudden flashes out when his boss walks in the room.
Mid-sentence.
Yeah. But I can't call in there anymore. It's gotten to me because it's all people saying, like, what you should do is, except they type it.
Yeah. Well, the transcript I was reading, you were King Regis, so I knew it was you.
Yeah, that was me. One of my many names. King Regis is my nickname on Prodigy.
And I was very shocked to see the names that the other people were using.
Yeah, Robin Ophelia.
Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Lots of Baba Booeys.
It's great technology that people from all over the country can talk to each other on one computer.
Yeah.
But you realize everyone's a nitwit.
Nobody has anything to say.
Right.
Lots of baby Jacksons.
Yeah. Las Vegas, you're on the air.
Yeah, Howard, can I stump the joke, man?
Well, if you must.
Hey, Jackie, what's the great American dream?
Very racist.
What?
The great American dream is all the black people swimming back to Africa with a lawyer under one arm and a Jew under the other.
Oh, you're the greatest.
There you go. And
Howard.
I like the serious voice Jackie gets. You know what I mean? It's like
very racist.
This will be very racist, but
I'll give it to you.
Professor Martling voice.
Very serious subject.
Professor of comedy. This is very racist.
It's like when the guy says, "You're the greatest" after the punchline.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Jackie.
You knew that one. You're the greatest.
Jackie, you are the greatest.
It would be great if that could happen. You're the greatest, Jackie. That's the American dream.
Don't you think there now are more lawyers than there are black people?
I was going to say, wouldn't put a dent in the lawyers.
No, I think if all the black people swam to Africa and had a lawyer under each arm, it wouldn't even make a dent. You still have hundreds of thousands of lawyers.
Too many lawyers.
Yes.
You know, I was thinking, Howard, you must be, you say you're half Jew.
Thank you.
I was thinking you must be full Jew because you can't even afford to pay a third-rate comic a decent salary because Jackie's always complaining.
Well, I am half Jew, but I'll tell you one thing. Jackie will complain no matter how much you give him. It is no satisfying Jackie. Jackie could be King Midas, and he would still not think he was paid what he was worth.
Really?
Of course. That's Jackie.
If there was 1 ounce of gold owned by somebody else, I'd be miserable.
Right. I'm going to have it all.
And it's a good thing Gorilla quit complaining, because the last time I was shaved bald, they gave me an M16 instead of $4,000.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks, sir. I got to go to work.
You were a Nam?
No, sir. I was just in the military. I'm only 20 years old.
Oh, you didn't serve a Nam, boy.
No.
You didn't go to Desert Storm?
No, they didn't call me up either.
You never killed any gooks, huh?
No, I didn't kill nobody.
Yeah, but you didn't kill anybody, man. You don't know the feeling of wiping out the enemy.
Would have been great.
Oh, yeah.
I have my name on the list, but they just didn't call me.
Well, that's your misfortune.
All righty.
I ate human ears. Thank you.
You told me you never engaged in cannibalism. Now you're
That's not cannibalism. I had to lick off the skin so that I could get the cartilage on my necklace. I had to punch a hole in it. How are you going to get it on the chain? I got to take a break. We're going to come back. We have Black Jeopardy coming up.
Are our contestants here?
Any minute now.
All right.
And we'll be back right after this.
Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
Yes. I got to get into my dashiki and kufi. Because
I noticed that you also have kente cloth up in the studio.
What do I have, Robin?
A kente cloth. Isn't that what you might call that thing under your picture? Under your poster?
Yes, that is a kente cloth. From the great African Kunta Kinte. What is a kente cloth, Robin?
I don't know. I've just heard that term.
What is a kente cloth? Is that a kente cloth?
I have no idea.
We have many African things celebrating Black History Month. Let me quickly slip into my outfit, Robin. I will have on a dashiki, which is...
You will become a black man.
In a sense, yes. In a sense, that's true.
You're going to don your Afro headphones?
Yes, I'm going to take my headphones off. I will put on the Afro wig so that I may look more black.
I was calling them Afro headphones.
Afro
like
headphones?
Your headphones grew hair.
Let's see, let me just... How do I look at my dashiki?
Beautiful dashiki. You know those
I will
colors
become
are
Alex Trebek.
More
black.
kente cloth.
What is this?
More kente cloth.
For me to hear Robin. Quickly give me my Afro headphones. Ralph. Afro headphones.
First you have to put on your beads, apparently.
Oh, he's giving me beads. Mambla beads.
A mambla.
A mambla bead.
Mandla.
Oh, what are you saying?
Don't pull my hair back. Just give me my Afro. Oh, is he annoying? Just give me that.
Here.
Stupid.
Here. Let me go.
Here.
Look up. Just give it to me. That's it. Thank you, Dopey. Now plug these in quickly. I have my Afro wig on. Attaboy.
You look
all right. Now I'm all set. Where are my special shades?
I don't know what you look like.
Where are my Afro shades?
There you go.
Snoop.
I look like Snoop Doggy Dog.
Yeah.
I will be more black than any black man on the planet. How's that, Robin? And now the transformation is complete.
I can't wait for you to see the contestants.
Anybody want to wear a kufi? I have kufis. Robin, want a kufi?
No, thank you. Jackie is asking for a kufi.
Yeah, Jackie, you can wear a kufi. He looks kind of kufi.
Look at that. It looks good on Jackie.
I know, it does.
Jackie was born to wear a kufi. Now, let me make sure we have all the microphones set up. That'll be...
I think Fred and Billy should wear them, too. No more?
I don't know. I thought I had more kufis, but who cares about Fred and Billy, quite frankly.
What are those glasses?
Those are kufi glasses.
Are you trying to be a pimp?
Well, I just want to have a certain look for the black history. Now, let me just explain to people why I do this. As you know, you watch the game shows, especially Jeopardy. I don't see a lot of black people on Jeopardy, and it's wrong. And what I am trying to do is right things that are wrong.
You think that the Jeopardy that we see on TV is biased against black people?
That is correct. That is my contention. So I have invited 3 African Americans from Harlem
to play Black Jeopardy. Now, are these questions easier than the ones you might see on Jeopardy?
Oh, yes, considerably. But, of course, why don't we bring in our contestants? Now, that microphone doesn't work. Why is that? Wait a second. This can never be thought of ahead of time.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
One of the guys was just calling his grandmother.
Right.
Telling her to tune in. You know, that it was, and I had to get on the phone and explain to her what was going on because he wasn't really letting her know correctly.
Well,
I was also going to ask you now, would you say that the blacks do not have a genetic predisposition to do well?
No, absolutely not. I'm not saying that.
The president of Rutgers University.
I'm not going to get my ass kicked. All right, let's bring in our 3 contestants as we play our once-a-year Black Jeopardy round. Robin, you will be Queen Latifah.
Yes, and I better get a scoreboard ready.
Yes, you're going to need a scoreboard, and I'll introduce you to our 3 panelists.
And you will explain the rules of the game?
Yes, real African Americans, the way I like them. Yes. How you doing, my friend? The Grand Poobah is here. Yes, 3 African American brothers. I am very proud to host Black Jeopardy. And there's Robin. Come on in. Gary, let the brothers in, please. How dare you?
Gary's in the way.
Let the brothers in.
How are my brothers?
Where's my hat?
How are you? You want a kufi?
I want a kufi. Yes.
Give the brother a kufi, please. Immediately. That is your kufi?
No, yeah, I just kidding.
You don't want it. I don't blame you. I wouldn't wear Jackie's kufi either.
Don't take the hat off Jackie's head.
Let me welcome all my brothers and say salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Anybody here Muslim? You're Muslim? You're Muslim?
No.
You're Muslim. No.
Explain to contestant number 1 he has to speak because this is radio.
Well, he might not be prepared to speak yet. Now, who are we calling? Now, let me just say, first of all, my brothers, that as you know, are you guys all residents of Harlem?
Yes.
Yeah. You are the real brothers. You are not these bougie.
What are you saying? That certain black people aren't real?
Yes. You are the real brothers who are living in Harlem. You are not these bougie, middle class.
Are you calling me names?
Yes, you especially. I am saying that you guys are the real deal, and you never see black brothers on Jeopardy. Am I correct?
No. Correct. I watch Jeopardy once in a blue moon.
Yes. And
very rare.
Yes. Now, I will be called, I do not want to be known as Howard during this. I will be Alex Treblack. Alex Treblack. All right?
All right, Treblack.
Now, let me interview my 3 players, and we will play for prizes, as you know.
What are their names?
First of all, now, who is artist?
Me.
That's you. Are you the guy from Jamaica?
No.
Now, where are you from?
I'm from Harlem.
Oh, you are from Harlem.
Born and
raised?
Yes.
Excellent. Keep your hands off Robin over there. Are you married?
No.
You are a single man?
Yes.
And no kids?
No kids.
Excellent. Which dispels the myth. Doesn't everyone accuse all black brothers of having children out of wedlock? Isn't that true?
Well, I've been married for 8 years.
Thank you.
And I got a 10-year-old daughter out of that marriage.
Right.
Wait a minute. You were married 8 years and your daughter's 10.
How's that?
There's something wrong with the math.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on.
Hold on a second here.
This is all man here.
Right.
All man. All man. Women always come back to me.
Now, what happened? You have a daughter with your wife.
I have a daughter with my wife. Thank God that marriage is been over.
That's over.
It was the worst marriage I ever had.
Right.
But what I got out of it is a pretty young girl.
Exactly.
And she turned 10 January the 15th, and I turned 36 January the 18th.
Now, you are, of course, Keith, right?
Yes.
I'm going to have to give all you brothers African names. These names, Keith and William and Artis, are not African names.
Call me Grand Poobah.
All right, well, we'll see. Hold on a second.
Kuta Kinte from the deep Serengeti of Zula Nation.
Now, Artis, do you know, Artis, would you mind taking on an African name for...
I have a nickname if you like.
What is your nickname, please?
Butch.
Butch? That is not African.
That is not African.
Let me think of something. A.C. Coward. How's that? Do you like that one? No good?
No, I don't like that one.
All right, let me think.
How about Sweetback?
How about Louis Farrakhan? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? That's a good one. Take that one, I'm telling you. You won't lose.
You might be offending the Muslim brothers out there.
They can take it. The Muslims love me. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. All right, you'll be Louis Farrakhan.
All right, so contestant number 1 is Louis Farrakhan.
Now, you're a single man. You're on the prowl for a woman, I take it?
No, I have one.
Oh, you do have a woman.
I don't.
Yeah, well, we'll get to you. You have a woman?
Yeah, I have a woman.
We're going to get to you in a minute.
Get to me now. I don't have a woman.
And O.J. Simpson, innocent or guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty. Interesting. Very rarely do you hear a brother say guilty. I bet you 2 brothers think he's innocent. Am I correct?
Yes, he is. He's innocent.
Yes. You do. You think so. Now, why is he innocent? Are you saying that because you are black?
Who you want to talk to, him or me?
Well, I'll talk to you first, and then I'll talk to William afterwards.
This doesn't have to do... My judgment doesn't have to do with race. All right? I just looking at all the allegations...
Right.
And when I look at it, I foresee it. And a lot of people don't foresee things. And the reality of it all is they try to railroad the man. The man is innocent. That wasn't your natural killing there. That was a hit to set an example on the other fruitcakes who want to use and abuse the credit of the mafia creditors. And that's
all right, well, there you go. Very few people ever say that.
I'm all the way with O.J.
I got to tell you something. I think he's guilty. How do you explain the blood evidence? How do you explain the blood all over the place? Now, let me ask William, you think he's innocent as well?
Yeah, I think he's innocent.
Now, how do you explain all of this blood all over the place, O.J.'s blood, and the fact that he beat his wife all those years, and how do you explain all that away?
I mean, come on, let's be real. I mean, if you're married, you're going to have your little domestic problems.
Yeah, but does he have to get a black eye?
And not only that, I mean, if that was on a other shoe, a black woman with a white man, I doubt if that would have reached the doorstep of the courts. Let's be for real.
Now, you told me you weren't basing this on race, but yet you...
Well, we're going to base it on race now.
Oh, we are? All right. All right, that's fair enough. All right, let me go to...
Wait a minute. Let me ask my friend who is number 2.
Yes, we've got to give you an African name. Now,
I don't have anything to call him.
Now, our first friend, artist...
Zulu.
No, let's call you... let me think of a good name for you.
Blackjack.
Bill Avoider.
Bill Avoider?
What do you think of that?
Boy, I think it's lovely.
Okay, very good. You will be Bill Avoider. All right, go ahead. Okay, S. Bill Avoider.
When you have a little run-in with your wife, should she usually come out of it with a black eye and a cauliflower ear?
Nope.
Thank you.
Well, there's the answer. All right, very good. Now, you say, okay, so let me get this straight. We got Louis Farrakhan, who, you don't mind me calling you that, just for the game, if you understand, my brother. I don't want you kicking my ass. You are single, and you think O.J. is guilty.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have Bill Avoider over there, who, of course, thinks O.J. is innocent.
Well, he foresaw.
Right. And also, you were married, but it was the worst marriage you were ever in.
No, son.
But you have a daughter. And
what was wrong with the marriage?
When I was working, she was effing.
Oh, yeah. So she cheated on you.
Did she ever?
Well, you are a good-looking man.
She made the new word cheat a higher level form of cheating.
Well, you are a good-looking man. I can't imagine any woman.
Oh, wow, I ain't got no women.
No, you don't have any women at all?
I live by myself.
And
I'm tired of using the 5 girlfriends.
And Louis Farrakhan has no woman either?
Yes, I have a lady.
Oh, you do have a lady. Yes. I can't believe it. You're 3 good-looking gentlemen. I don't understand why.
Here.
Who, Robin?
I've been watching Robin for a long time.
Robin is very... You're not taking anything. In fact, our winner will date Robin.
You never know, boy.
Hey,
I might make you leave your husband.
Did you hear that, Robin?
What?
He said the winner gets a date with you.
Is that right?
That's right.
When did that happen?
I just made that up? All right, let me get to contestant number 3, because he has been... so far, he's really been not given a chance to talk. Now, you say O.J. is innocent.
Yeah.
May I ask you why you feel that way?
The way they conduct the investigation, I don't like the way they conduct it.
Really?
No. The way they go about it, from the minute they go over O.J. Wall, they're out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the two of you have made your arguments. I don't agree with them, but this is unbelievable. Now, I got to give you an African name. Now, where are you from, Jamaica?
Yeah, I'm from Jamaica.
Now, isn't it true the Jamaicans are superior to the African Americans? Isn't that true? A lot of Jamaicans feel that way. Don't tell me you never heard
you know
it.
something? I'm going to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
No.
I like this man.
Right.
All right?
Go ahead.
Every black foreigner, I'm not saying him.
Right, he's a good man.
Think that they better than black Americans.
True. Now, I grew up in the black community. Did anybody ever hear Roosevelt, Long Island? Worse than Harlem.
Yes, I did.
It is the most
take the
dangerous.
cable.
Yeah, that's right. It's the most dangerous community there is.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
Probably when you was a kid.
I got my ass kicked every day.
Roosevelt Island,
No,
not Roosevelt Long Island.
Roosevelt, Long Island.
You talking about the one with the kid?
No.
I'm talking about Roosevelt, Long Island. My brothers, do you know where Roosevelt?
Oh
Long Island
no, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
no.
this is 10 times tougher than Harlem, where I grew up. I was the only white kid there.
What year? What year was that?
What are you, with the FBI? Huh? That was 19. I'm going to tell you exactly what year that was.
Yeah, okay.
Robin, what year was that?
It was in the 60s.
In the 60s.
70s.
In the 60s. It was the 5 percenters were in there. You know the 5 percenters?
Yeah. You know what they use that for? You know what they use that for?
What?
The brothers, a lot of brothers use that for a shield to protect their ass.
That's right. Now, let me just say something. I grew up in the black community, and I always saw the Jamaicans and the Afro-Americans fighting. Because Jamaicans felt they were better, and the African-Americans felt, hey, why do you think you're better than me? Is that true or false? Doesn't that go on a lot?
True.
We don't think
true.
No, we don't think that we are better.
You don't?
Yes, y'all do.
No, but what we I'm Jamaican.
Not
But I
you,
know
man.
of myself.
You a good guy.
I like to be in the spotlight.
Right. Yes,
Right.
you like to be in the spotlight.
I
am I
like
correct?
to run things.
Yes, you like to run things.
Yeah, we run
and
things.
don't a lot of your people feel that the American blacks are a little bit lazy? They don't work as hard as the Jamaican. Never heard this?
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something.
All right, go ahead.
This is from experience.
Go ahead.
I'm not speaking on hearsay, she say stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I work with a bunch of people from Antigua,
Go ahead.
Jamaica.
Go ahead.
And it all gels together.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
What they try to do,
Yes.
they try to form their little nation on certain jobs so they can get rid of the black Americans and putting birds of a feather flock together. I don't care if he's from Antigua. I don't care if he's from Jamaica.
Right.
I don't care if he's from Barbados. They all flock together.
Right.
And when that
You use the S word, but let me say something.
Okay.
Now, go
I
ahead.
think we got a great debate.
I think he's right about that.
Right.
You take a little bit of pay.
Right.
But it's not how much you make. It's what you can do with it.
Right, and then you try to grow on the job.
You try to grow on the job. So if you have to come from the bottom to reach the top.
all day long.
Right.
Oh, you see, OJ didn't come from all the way to the bottom.
Yes,
That's
he did.
true. Now,
Yes, he did.
No, not
That
all the
man
way to
came
the bottom.
from all the way from the bottom when he met that black woman.
he
He
didn't
had
come
a pot to piss in.
Right. Right. But let me say something here, my brother.
He didn't come from all the way to the bottom.
Hold on,
They take him and push him in the spotlight there.
All right, let me just say something. You see, I told you, Robin, when I grew up in the black community, there was always this
kind of
hostility between
yeah.
it, and I couldn't understand it, but now I am coming to an understanding. You understand?
No.
My Jamaican brother, though, he works hard. No,
He works hard, too.
Now, what do you do for a living, my friend?
I'm a printer. I run the big machines.
All right, so you do have a job. You're a printer.
And a painter.
All right.
And a painter.
All right. And I haven't given you an African name yet, have I?
No.
Friend, let me think of one for you. How about,
Call me anything. You're satisfied with it.
Jesse Jacks Off. How's that?
Stop it.
That's off?
Jesse Jacks Off.
No, not off. I don't like the off.
You don't like the off?
No.
Let me think. Let me try.
Not the off.
Effley Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Effley Watermelon? No, good. That's too
I
racist.
call you anything. Now you've rejected
Yeah, now you rejected
names.
two names. Everybody else.
Not off.
Let's see. Will Fair?
Well, that's yeah.
Will Fair. Okay, fine. All right, you'll be Will Fair. All right, let me get that straight. All right, very good.
You pimp up the city.
That's right. Will Fair. Okay, now.
How about
brother?
why don't we make you a name?
Alex Treblack.
No, let me make
All right,
you a
call me
name.
IB Unemployed.
No.
All right, go ahead.
We're going to call you Mighty Whitey.
All right, Mighty Whitey is fine. That would be fine. I would accept that name. Mighty Whitey.
Mighty Whitey.
I will accept that. I will accept that, my brother.
The true mighty of the Grand Poobah with the fakest wig on.
Now, all right, now we'll see. Now, so what my Jamaican brother is saying is that if he is over in this country, he will work so hard that he will make something out of his life no matter what. He would find a job. What do you do, my friend?
Well, for right now,
Yes.
I work at the McDonald's, 125th.
You work at the Mat?
The McDonald's.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Now, you see, you're taking a job, a simple job, right? And you're going to make something out of that. Before long, you'll be the manager, and one day you'll own one of those McDonald's. Am I correct?
Maybe you'll get to go to McDonald's.
Yeah, that's what.
Did you go to McDonald's?
I'm a part owner.
Oh, you are a part owner.
Yeah, because I work there.
Right.
I work there, so I'm a part owner.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
What do you do? What is your responsibility there?
Well, I'm a maintenance man.
A maintenance man.
Yeah.
All right. But
you're not really a part owner. You just consider yourself
he
a part
feels
owner.
like, you see, that's the proper attitude.
That's how I see.
He feels like he owns that place because he works there.
No, I don't feel like I own it.
Right.
From once I consume it,
to keep contributing.
Yeah, because I work there.
Right.
So
I think that's good.
It's your place.
Right.
Not really my place.
I understand what you're saying.
But I'm protecting it.
Right. You care about the place because it gives you work.
You want it to be a great place.
Can we get a job here?
What?
Can I get a job here part-time?
I thought you had a job.
I don't want this job.
You don't want
I want to
your
work with the Stern man.
Yeah, you want to be the president?
you meant here.
pretty women.
No, you mean here.
Yeah, right here. I'll be the sweeper.
Listen, we'll talk about
napkins on the floor, I pick it up with plastic gloves.
All right, we've gotten to know the brothers, but let's get down to business.
What does our first friend do? Louis Farrakhan. What do you do?
Louis Farrakhan, what do you do for a living?
I'm a doorman.
Oh, you are a doorman. No wonder you're attracted to Robin. All doormen love Robin. I can't walk down the street with Robin without doormen flying into her pants. I tell you, they love it.
Doors open all over Manhattan.
Yeah.
I'm a Princeton. I love her already.
Yeah, you do.
But working at McDonald's ain't no fun. You got to work very hard, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you think that's easy work, Howard.
I picked up all those burgers.
The Jamaicans work harder than the American blacks. True or false?
He don't know.
He knows.
True.
True. See?
All right.
Now, what are you about to tell us about?
I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying that
We
is...
got all those sugar cane down in Florida, man.
What was that?
We got all those sugar cane down in Florida. You remember. Jamaican, 24/7, 30,000 of us come up every year to cut sugar cane.
Right.
In Florida.
That's right.
Now, he was talking about...
What are you saying?
No American, you know fat American do that, man.
Right.
That's right. These fat Americans can't do it.
Understood. And
furthermore, I just don't flip burger at McDonald's.
Right.
I'm a carpenter.
Right.
I'm a painter. I'm very skillful. Give me any one of these machines. I put it down and put it down for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Well, that's what I have to do.
See what I mean? You see, there's always that rift in the community.
Man is,
When I leave work,
yes,
I go home.
Yes.
I clean my house, man. I make sure everything is clean 24/7. I live in an old apartment building.
But you still keep it nice.
Clean.
Do you feel the American blacks do not? Are you saying that they do not keep things clean?
No, man.
No, you're not saying
that.
that.
Live in my building, man.
They wouldn't.
No, because they spit, the Hawkins spit on the floor, man.
You could spit on the floor.
No,
the Hawkins spit on the step, man.
See what I mean? There's always this rift between the...
See, I'm not even going to... See, I have respect for this man.
Right, of course you do. Yes,
First of all, I have respect for God.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
And furthermore, I'm not even going to stoop to that level to put him in his place.
Well,
because it's nothing but fabrication. That's just bullcrap.
If you feel you're getting a bad rap, you got to admit, though, there always has been a rift in the black community.
Yes, because where they from, their white superiors instilled certain gadgets in the Jamaican mind.
No, man.
We let you talk, right? We let you talk.
That's wrong, man.
Right? They instill certain things in their mind.
Right.
And when they come to America, they kiss a lot of ass.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that, but don't you think it's...
And they're very disrespectful.
Is it ass
They
kissing?
smoke their weed in front of kids.
Right.
And they live on top of each other.
Maybe there is a job for him here.
And they live on top of each other because I'm real.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
I look at reality of things. But the bottom line, if we just can form
where's the unity?
Togetherness. It ain't about he's better than me, you better than me. It's about we put on our pants the same way, we make babies the same way, we clean the house the same way. So unite.
That's right.
It's not about better. Because the bottom line.
Let the brother speak. Let the brother speak.
The bottom line is that you're black.
Let the brother speak.
That's it. It ain't about who's better than who.
Go ahead, my brother.
Who spit on the hall floor.
Excuse me, my brother.
It's not about better.
Right.
If all of us was here, and we got the knowledge of doing everything, there would be nobody to do this, nor nobody to do that. God never give all of us the same knowledge.
Right.
You understand?
I see.
We got to use your knowledge, his knowledge, and my knowledge, and put it together. We get something.
Got it. I see. No, listen, call me Kreskin, but I think this is going to be on the E Channel tonight.
I think so.
All right, listen to me, guys. Listen, we have our differences. It's true.
Always.
All of us are black, but we have our differences. True, but we also must play the game.
That's right.
That's right. This is what we're here for. That's right, the system. Here we are together, all of us brought together. We're going to play Black Jeopardy.
Now, are you going to explain the game?
Not to this group. No way. I'm just going to play it. When I ask a question, you guys got to answer. Whoever rings in first is going to win. I'll explain the game.
Do they have to answer the question in question form?
Oh, I don't know if we're going to try that. I'll see. We'll see. You guys watch Jeopardy. You know what the game is.
Yeah, I know Jeopardy. It's very educational.
All right. I'll explain the rules when we get back. I'll give you your buzzers and everything. We're going to have fun. You understand that?
All right.
And at the same point, the young people are going to learn black history from this. You understand that?
Where is the black girls at with the bikinis? I be seeing them on TV. Where they at?
I don't know. We're going to see if we can get some black girls in bikinis.
It can be white girls.
All right. When we come back, Will Fair, Jesse Jacksoff, AC Coward.
No. We got Bill Avoider.
That's
Will Fair.
Will Fair.
And Louis Farrakhan.
And Louis Farrakhan. We will see who will know the most about the black history. That's what we're here to find out. Right after these words. Hold on a second now. I'm back. Yeah, you can put your headphones on. We're back on. I got to talk about something important. What is it?
Brother.
Any of you brothers have a computer?
No.
No computer?
I do, but mine is in storage.
Is that right? Why?
Because I had to relocate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got a laser printer?
No laser printer.
Let me tell you something. The reason you don't have a laser printer is because you didn't want to spend the money. Am I correct?
No, I got the computer as a gift. from the job. You know, the rich people, they throw things out.
Oh, I see. So you got one of those computers.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. No kidding.
How long was you working here?
Excuse me?
How long was you working here?
Long enough to get a computer.
Lord, son.
Well, what I want to tell you is this. My brothers, listen to this. Now you can afford a laser printer. They start at $399.
How can we afford that?
You can't afford $399?
How much we going to get from this?
Well, you're going to get 100 from this.
We need 2 more hundred. We can afford one.
She's got you there.
You got a good point. Well, you could all chip in with your 100.
No, I want to be knocking on my door. I want my computer disc.
You want that. Brother makes a laser printer, starts at $399. I suspect...
about computers.
Listen.
I'm a printer.
During the next riots, steal a TV, sell that. You never rioted? Anybody here ever riot?
Never.
No one did? Did you riot, my brother? You did, didn't you? See? There you go. All right. I wasn't far off. All right,
because we black, we don't do the worst things.
I know.
They got this crime called white collar. You whiteies that do the white collar job.
Exactly. Plenty of white people committing crime. We just don't have to go to jail. All right, listen to me. If you get the Brother HL600 series printer, I'm telling you that you can have laser quality for $399.
You gotta have a computer.
Yeah, but you gotta have a computer. Well, you gotta go get yourself a computer. He has a computer.
You know, Brother has not solved his problem, Howard.
I know. Listen, for most people, the problem is solved. It's available at Staples, Office Max, J&R Music World, Tops Appliance City, and other fine dealers. It's Brother.
Live from the Chevy Chase Theater, it's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
All right, we're back with, of course, Black Jeopardy. Let me introduce the players one more time so everyone knows who we have here. Robin, sitting to my far right is Will Fair. He is from Jamaica. Am I correct, my brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, that is Will Fair. In the middle seat, formerly known as Keith, he is now Bill Avoider. That is his new African name, Bill Avoider.
Where I'm from?
You're from Harlem. What is this, a test?
No, I could be from Antigua.
You're supposed to be asking the question.
I know. I'm the host.
You're losing control.
I am the host. What is my name again? Whitey White Man?
Mighty Whitey.
Mighty Whitey, okay. And formerly known as Artist, which is an unusual name. Artist. A-R-D-I-S-T.
Are you artistic with a name like Artist?
Yeah, you want to see me do some work?
The brothers were looking for you during the commercial. Where'd you run off to? Formerly known as Artist, his name now is, Robin, I think you know his name.
His name is Louis Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan, that is correct. All right, so everyone knows who's playing. We're going to be playing Black Jeopardy. The brothers were complaining about the prizes. They said they didn't want fried chicken from Roy Rogers. They said they get enough fried chicken.
What about the $100?
Okay. They want the 100. There's no doubt about that.
They will take that.
One of the brothers wants a date with you real bad.
Right here. I take the chicken, and we go to Roy Rogers together.
That's a date?
Get close to the microphone, my brother.
Don't worry about it.
Get close to the microphone. I don't want to miss a pearl of your wisdom.
I got the biggest order that you could believe of.
Yeah, there you go. That's a brother knows how to come on to a woman, doesn't he?
Lord, do I?
Yes.
And give it two.
Yes, you do. Gary, are there new prizes?
Yes, there are. First of all, everyone that showed up today will, of course, receive $100 in cash.
That is correct.
Which I have, right in this pocket here.
All right, don't give it to the brothers yet. They'll leave.
Don't show it.
That's right. Don't show it.
No, we ain't going to do nothing.
And then additional prizes.
Yes.
Third place will be, like 7 or 8 coupons to go to Roy Rogers.
Okay, all right.
Second place is a pair of Knicks tickets.
Oh.
What is first place?
Wait a second. The brothers are liking this.
Yeah.
You ready for first place?
What is first place?
First place is a complete ski package to Hunter Mountain.
Oh, stop it.
Now, what black person you know
I
skis?
know about skiing.
What the?
Ski rental, lift tickets, and a free lesson.
Well, if you want to get some...
doing?
Don't you guys want to get some white ass?
Hey!
You get it at the ski place.
Forget the white ass. I'm taking Jackie.
Really? What do you guys think of that? A complete ski package. Is that appealing to the...
Trip?
A paid
trip.
No, it's not a paid trip. You have to get yourself up there. But when you get up there, you get ski rentals, you get lift tickets, which are worth $50 a piece, and you get a free lesson.
Oh, no, I
want to say that for the New York Knicks ticket if I win.
You know what? Why don't we make...
wants to go into second now.
Yeah, let me get this straight. Let's change it around.
What's wrong with you,
I say first prize is the Knicks ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second prize is the Roy's fried chicken.
Right.
And third prize is that ski package.
The
loser gets the ski package.
They're not really all the same value, but if that's what you want.
Who cares?
Now, before you start...
Why don't you give them gymnastic lessons? What kind of thing is that?
Now, Howard, before you start the game...
These are brothers from Harlem. What do they know about skiing?
There's an angry Antiguan on the phone.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. We got an Antiguan who wants to take something up with you.
Antigua?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. What is the problem, sir?
I'm really pissed off with this American guy, what he's saying here. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Teagan, right?
Yeah.
I've been up here 10 years now, and, you know, this brother here is talking about how, you know, we come up here, we smoke weed and all that. That's true, we smoke weed, but, you know.
So he wasn't wrong.
Well, what I'm saying is, I've been up here 10 years, okay, and I used to work at Roy Rogers also.
Right.
And I have 2 cars, one which is a Mercedes-Benz, and I have a Jeep. Plus, I own my own house.
Who cares?
And I still work at Roy. We come up here, and we take their women away from them. Their women don't even want them.
You know what? I know a woman. She's a nice, pretty girl.
Get on that microphone. Yes.
I know this young black American woman. Okay, I'm not saying you, sir, because I don't know you, but I'm gonna read y'all right now. Y'all love black American woman, and I'm not saying you.
Black American woman love us.
Listen, little pee-pee. I'm gonna show you something. You guys love to own the black American woman. I know a black American woman, 23 years old, messing with a Jamaican man, 44, and she can't get out the relationship.
Now, wait a second. What you're saying is, you see, this argument, a lot of people aren't aware of this. Because I grew up in the black community, I'm aware of the hostility between the American black man and the Jamaican or the...
I don't have no hostility.
Antiguan, the West Indian. There was a big fight going on. I used to see it all the time on my street corner, all the time at war. And I used to say, gee, everybody here looks black. Why are they fighting?
And they're not even born here.
They're not even born here.
They're not even born here. They come here and kiss a lot of butt.
Right.
We come up here and
now, is there anything wrong with kissing butt to making your employer...
To a certain degree.
There is.
I don't believe in kissing butt.
Well, maybe if you kiss a little butt, you will get further ahead.
That's why 85% of West Indians up here are better off than Americans.
And brag about his little car. Big deal. I got my good health. I got a good brain. And I can get the same thing you do. You got. But I don't know how to drive, so I'm not interested in it.
All right, let's get to the game. Let's play the game. All right, but thank you, man.
Thank you.
Go
fry very good.
Fry some chicken. I was putting shoes.
All right, very good. All right, my brothers, I don't want to see fighting going on.
It ain't about fighting, man.
All right, here we go. All right, my Jamaican friend, are you all right?
I'm okay.
All right, Will Fair is okay. All right, because, you know, there's a little hostility in the room.
There's no hostility.
No hostility.
No, I know. This is my friend here.
We know each other.
You are friends. Okay, here we go.
Okay, you guys know each other.
All right, everyone's excited. Will Fair, Bill Avoider, and, of course, Louis Farrakhan will be playing for prizes. The Knicks tickets put a little excitement into the air.
Yeah, that's first and second.
What?
The Knicks tickets.
Let me handle this, will you, my brother?
Okay, Grandpa.
Let the white man handle it, all right? Okay, very good.
Everything else.
All right, here we go.
Can we check the buzzers just to make sure who sounds like what?
Yeah, okay, let's see who changed. Now, first of all, let's so you know what we're playing. When you buzz in with an answer, first of all...
That's the Jamaican.
Louis Farrakhan, why don't you hit your sound effect first? When you hear that sound, Louis Farrakhan will be buzzing in. He is our American black man who, of course, works and has a computer.
Okay.
All right.
But the computer's in storage.
Yeah. Right. Bill Avoider, another American black man from Harlem. Let me hear your sound effect.
This is unique.
All right. When you hear that, that's Bill Avoider. And Will Fair, of course, from Jamaica, our friend all the way from overseas. Let me hear your sound effect. Very good. That will be Will Fair.
All right.
Now, fellas, I'm going to give you the categories. You'll pick a money category. We will keep track of your score. Okay. The winner gets the Knicks tickets. All of you get $100 for playing our game today, and all the other prizes. There's some other prizes that we want to talk about there. What else do we have?
We certainly do have some other prizes for here on Black Jeopardy. Prize number 1, a case of A.C. Cowland's chapstick. A special blend so it doesn't irritate O.J.'s ass.
Right.
Some do-rags all round.
Good.
Some Michael Jackson Tootsie Pop flavored underwear.
Good.
A box of Heroin Helper.
All right. Heroin Helper.
A book. Black Folk in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Actually, it am a pamphlet.
Thank you very much.
And a case of Lee Press-On Lips.
All right.
Now
good.
back to you.
Where's the rubbers?
Where's the rubbers? You'll get rubbers later. Okay, here we go. Now, your categories today are the following. Television, sports, OJ, black audio, celebrity crime watch, and potpourri, black potpourri. All of these having to deal with blacks in honor of Black History Month. Now, I have decided to allow our most vocal friend, Bill Avoider, to pick the first category. I don't know why I chose him. He just seems the angriest. All right, Bill Avoider, pick a category. Now, you guys know you have to answer in question form. Do you understand that? Everyone understands that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, how much money would you want to place?
That messes the $100 then I?
No, don't mess with your $100. You're getting $100.
Okay.
Don't worry, my brother.
All right.
It's just a way of keeping score.
Okay, black sex, how much?
You could go 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50.
Let's go 30.
All right, 30. For 30, the first one to buzz in, get your buzzers
and
ready.
answer correctly.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This soul singer who was paralyzed in a car crash and his passengers were a male transvestite.
I think that was Bill Avoider, sir.
No, he said Bill Avoider. That's me.
All right, Bill Avoider. I thought actually it was Louis Farrakhan.
Well, I will defer to your judgment.
I'm going to go with Louis Farrakhan on this and let him answer first. Remember to answer in question form.
Who was Teddy Pendergrass?
That is correct for 30 points. I'm sorry. I heard him first. Louis Farrakhan gets to choose the category and the amount.
This gun is faster. This thing takes time.
Well, come on. Get good on it. Don't worry about it.
Sports for 50.
Sports for 50. All right. Sports for 50. This is black sports. Now, everybody should be familiar with this category, okay? Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Finish this name. Orenthal James. Oh, there he is.
That would be Louis Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan.
Simpson.
That is not correct.
Let's hear the question.
I remind you, once again, Orenthal James, and did not answer in question form.
Who is O.J. Simpson?
All right, that's
Did he
better.
run out of time?
No, he's got it under the buzzer. Okay, that's 50 points. Remember to answer in question form. Now, what's with you other two brothers? What's with you other two brothers over here? Orenthal James Simpson, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, you done sliced me up with the first one.
All right, let's
he's still not recovered.
All right, here we go.
It's still Louis Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan stealing those Knick tickets. He wants them. All right, go ahead and choose another category.
Sports for 50.
Sports for 50. Now try one for 40 then if you want.
Sports for 40.
All right, here we go. Now come on, brothers. How many players on a basketball team? Up and now Louis Farrakhan.
No,
excuse me, Bill Avoider. Bill Avoider. Answer in question form, as in what is.
All right, you have.
What is?
What?
I'm coaching him.
Yeah, please coach him.
Okay.
You're leading the witness.
These guys don't watch Jeopardy. Go ahead.
The amount of players on a pro basketball. 12.
Oh, my brother. You call yourself an American black man?
Oh, man, what the heck?
All right, let me see. Who beeped in next?
That would be Louis Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan.
15.
15?
Wait, are you brothers? Are you?
The question was how many players on a professional basketball team, correct?
Yes.
What is this?
I have to come in as a judge. Is the question how many players on a team or how many starters?
On the court.
Oh, no.
All right, then go ahead. Start again.
No, now it's me.
All right.
You got 5 on the court.
All right, very good. That's better. Okay, now we're in the game.
It wasn't a question, but we'll take anything we can get at this point.
Anything will be good. What is the score, Robin?
Louis Farrakhan has 80.
Right.
Wait,
He has 80. Yeah. He has 80. All right, go ahead. No need to hit him.
And Bill Avoider has 40.
And, of course...
And Will Fair...
have none.
Has
nothing. Come on, Will Fair. You're Jamaican.
It's my choice, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Celebrity Crime Watch.
Celebrity Crime Watch. How much? What value?
For 30.
For 30. Celebrity Crime Watch. This is always a favorite during Black History Month. Here we go for 30 points. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This pugilist will be free to box and rape again in 1 month. I heard him first.
Louis Farrakhan.
Wait a second.
Come on, Louis Farrakhan.
We got to get a judge here.
I am the judge.
She is the judge. Go ahead.
Excuse me, who is Mike Tyson?
Thank you.
George fast. I don't know.
All right, I tell you what, you say beep when you have the answer. How's that? He's complaining about his buzzer.
I know.
Give him the buzzer. Here, blow into that thing. That's going to be your buzzer.
Wait, who? No, I do this.
You don't want to touch it. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, I don't want no
thing on your mouth. All right, okay. All right, you ready?
All right. Who? It's
Louis Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan gets to choose.
Yeah.
Audio for 20.
Audio for 20.
Black audio.
Here we go. Now listen to this audio. This is a great black leader. As soon as you identify him, buzz in. Okay, hold on. This is, of course,
Bill Avoider.
Bill Avoider. This is a great Muslim leader.
Muslim leader. Malcolm X.
I'm sorry, it is not Malcolm X. And you lose 30 points. Excuse me, 20 points. And who buzzed in next? I believe it was... No one buzzed in?
No buzzing?
Don't go there.
What was the question again? This is a great Muslim leader who we're hearing in the background. Used to sing Calypso. You should know that, my Jamaican brother. You don't know it? Okay, I'm going to tell you the answer is Louis Farrakhan, believe it or not. Louis Farrakhan was a Calypso singer. A lot of brothers don't know that. All right.
I didn't know that.
Now, I believe we're still going to Louis Farrakhan, who has controlled the category.
No.
Potpourri for 30.
Ah, the famous potpourri.
For potpourri.
Or potpourri, however you want to say it. I don't care. What's the difference?
For 30?
Yeah.
30 points? All right, here we go. This purple carbonated beverage that blacks must have while eating Cheetos. Name it. All right,
that
now.
Bill Avoider.
Bill Avoider buzzing in.
Cranberry.
No, not a carbonated beverage that blacks must eat.
It's purple.
It's purple.
Louis Farrakhan?
What is grape soda?
That is grape soda. Everyone knows the black man loves grape soda. That is his favorite drink. Bill Avoider, what's happening with you?
I don't know what of these questions, but I'm listening.
All right, Will, take it easy. Bill Avoider, what's happening? You're in a funk.
No, man, I'm not a funk man.
No, your name is Will Fair. They're talking to Bill Avoider.
What's going on? All right, let's go for another question.
No points now.
No, you're doing terrible.
You have -10.
You have -10. You are below 0. What is the score? Help us out here.
It's 140 for Louis Farrakhan.
All right.
-10 for Bill Avoider.
Right.
And 0 for Will Fair.
Well, at least sometimes.
Well, Will Fair is doing better than Bill Avoider. All right, here we go. All right.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting there, he's doing better than you.
No, not really.
Okay, now let's go back to Louis Farrakhan.
Let's get into the game.
Television for 20.
Television. That is right, television for 20. All right, this is about famous black people on television.
Let's get it.
Are you ready?
For how much?
20.
Okay.
What TV drama did Bill Cosby star in the 60s, in the 1960 area? Oh, good. Now, this is
Bill Avoider.
Bill Avoider.
I Spy.
All right, good. I Spy. We've chucked out the rule that you have to answer a question formula because...
Back into the positive numbers.
Otherwise, we'll be here all day.
10 points.
I Spy. Now, you get to control the board.
I control the board?
You better ask for a lot of points. You're way behind.
You could give the same questions over?
No, you could ask for television, but for more money.
You could ask black for more money?
Yes, you could.
You don't have to buzz in.
All right, pick a category.
40.
All right, okay, take it easy. Everybody calm down.
Yeah, I'm a little hyperactive.
Now, you want for 40 points?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Civil rights activist who slept with a white woman the night before he was shot. All right, that would be Louis Farrakhan.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King, that is correct.
Well, that is an incorrect question, but
That's incorrect.
You got the right. No, because we've chucked out that rule about you have to ask him questions.
No. The woman was black, Howard.
Was she?
Yeah.
Well, I prefer to believe she was white.
Well, he slept with somebody.
He slept with somebody. What's the difference? What color she was?
We know it was a cootie he slept with.
There you go. That's right. Exactly. All right. Now, where were we?
Oh,
Louis Farrakhan, you get to choose.
Yes.
Robin, what's the score?
Man, come on, man. You know you slaying us.
80 points.
You have 80 points.
And 180.
Oh, 180.
And Bill Avoider has 10.
I think we ought to. And what about my friend from Jamaica, Will Fair?
0.
Will Fair, what's going on? Is this a tough game for you?
A little bit tough. A little bit tough
because, of course, you are from another land. A lot of these things are the American black would know more than you.
And I'm just 2 years on the side.
Exactly.
And what?
2 years on the side.
Okay.
What did you say?
I'm just 2 years older on the side.
Oh, I see. 3 years on this soil.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. 3 years on the soil. I'm sorry, my friend.
Forget.
You win, Robin. You get 180 points for that. All right, here we go. All right. Let me just ask Will Fair a question so he can get some points. Just say fair.
Okay.
All right.
We want everybody in final.
For 50 points, who is the president of Jamaica?
President of Jamaica?
Right.
Now?
Now.
His name is...
Oh, dear.
Let's see.
All right, let me ask you a different question.
no.
Come on, give the guy. I'll get you some points.
The president in Jamaica and a prime minister.
All right, who is the prime minister of Jamaica?
What's his name?
Make something up. We don't know.
We don't know either.
You don't even know. You
make up a name. We don't know either. All right.
Jackie Marlowe.
All right, come on, let's go back. President Jackie Marlowe, right?
No.
It is not Jackie Marlowe? I'm trying to give you some points, my brother. What is it?
All right, I got another question for you. For 50 points.
Prime Minister, you know, his name is.
All right, forget it. Don't worry. Let's get back to the game.
For 50 points, where is Jamaica?
In the Caribbean.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. Hey, what do you mean, wait a minute? The guy needs some points. All right, we'll ask you a 50-point question.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Hell yeah.
What's the name of the woman on the pancake box? Big black woman.
That's a mama.
There you go. All right, now you guys each have 50 points. They got to get in the game a little bit, right, my brother?
He's playing us.
We only have one more question left.
Up by 100.
All right, here we go.
One more question for the game.
Louis Farrakhan is freaking out.
That's crazy.
All right, Louis Farrakhan, you're controlling
my
the
Nick tickets now.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sports for
200.
20.
20.
He's getting cheap.
He's being smart.
$20.
All right, here it is. Prepared all these questions.
I learned something uptown.
All right, you ready? What position did Willie Mays play? There's my brother right there. That's Bill Avoider.
Willie Mays play outfield. Willie Mays.
Yes, be a little more specific. Where in the outfield?
Willie Mays played. Huh? I got to give you the
yeah, his position.
He played the outfield center fielder.
Right, that is correct. Very good.
That was 20 points.
You guys,
that was 50.
Yeah, that was 20.
20 points. You now have 80 points.
Yeah.
Lord, that was a good try.
All right, now, you want to do one last question?
You don't want to do Final Jeopardy?
All right, Final Jeopardy.
Yeah.
All right, now, let's do, we're going to do Final Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah, this should be interesting.
Now, this should
100
be
points.
Good. Now, give me the scores, Robin.
All right, Louis Farrakhan has 180 points.
All right. How about Bill Avoider?
Bill Avoider has 80 points.
And what about my friend Will?
Will Fair has 50 points.
50 points. Now, you guys know when we come back, you write down how many points you want to wager.
Yes.
It's a bet.
It's a bet.
Yeah.
You write down how many points you want to wager.
How much you want to gamble of your point spread now.
All right, and it'll be an audio Final Jeopardy.
Okay.
All right, let me take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up Black Jeopardy.
Where is this coffee?
And let me... The coffee is coming. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, we're here playing Black Jeopardy. Give me some black music, for God's sakes. What the hell is... Oh, there it is. This is my Black Jeopardy music.
Yes, you know Mighty Whitey. You did not find out from the
Mighty Whitey.
Jamaican player if he was married and whether he has children.
Of course, you're referring to Mr. Will Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you married?
No.
You got any kids back in Jamaica or anything?
No kids.
You are completely available.
See? Blowing all myths.
Yes.
Hey, this is my daughter here.
Let me see her.
She's 10 years old.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. And you, of course, are you coming through with child support?
$100 a week they take from me.
Is that right?
No.
They take it from you.
They see my money before Ivy.
Is that right? That's unbelievable.
And I make sure I pick my daughter up every other weekend.
Do you really?
Damn sure.
Well, you're a good
father.
father.
Roller skating.
Oh, really?
Movies.
Really?
What kind of movies do you take her to?
Karate movies.
No.
No?
You know, we see comedy movies.
Comedy
movies like, did she see Low Down Dirty Shame?
Her mother buys so many of them tapes, she probably did see it.
She probably saw it.
Wait, what movies do you take her to? That's
the last movie we went to see was House Party 3.
Uh-huh.
House Party 3.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Some father. Yeah.
But see, we go roller skating every other weekend.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, take it easy. No one's accusing anybody. This is not a court.
The poor child's whole life is on wheels.
Hey,
He takes it to Bergman Films.
We have fun. We have fun.
Now listen to me. Now it's time for Final Jeopardy. By the way, one of the brothers here, and this is you learn about the brothers during the commercials.
Yes.
One of the brothers here, Bill Avoider, he he does readings, horoscope readings. Horoscopes.
Really?
And he tells me you are definitely a lesbian. Am I correct in your reading?
That's my sign?
Listen, what side are you? What side are you?
Why did you say I was lesbian? You don't know what my sign is.
Listen, I don't judge nobody. Howard Stern put a little dirt in the game.
Oh.
I did not say definite.
Didn't he say that, you guys?
I said that. Hey, I like women that like women now.
My Jamaican friend, didn't he say that?
Yeah, he was reading on the way down.
Yeah, he was reading the cards, right?
Okay. Hey, but Robin, it's all good.
Wait a minute. I didn't touch any cards. How could you read my card?
Robin, I've been checking you out for a long time. I've been looking at your description, but it's all good, Robin.
I think there's what, a Virgo or something like that?
No.
What sign are you, Robin? I'm going to read you right quick. What sign are you?
Well, you're the expert. Tell me what sign.
No, I'm not no expert. I don't get paid for this.
Come on, what is your sign?
I'm a Leo.
A Leo.
Oh, all right. Quick read up. Center of attention. She love attention. Matter of fact, Robin thrives off excitement and attention around her. That's all I'm going to say, Robin.
Yeah, because I don't want you blowing my cover.
Hey, Robin, I don't want to blow your cover. I want to blow in your cover.
Well, all you brothers are in love with Robin. Is that correct? All of you would like a date with Robin?
Oh, I know I do. And it's all good, Robin. You like me.
Now, let me just say something that our friend, of course...
I keep the Rough Riders, too.
Louis Farrakhan is really in love with you. He wants to take you to the Knick game when he wins the tickets because he knows he's going to win.
No, he knows he's going to win.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah,
well,
we in there.
Oh, Lord, let's get this over with. He thinks he won.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see. There's still a chance.
We don't want to interrupt breakfast.
Yeah, right. Why don't you stop eating for a minute and play the game?
The breakfast and everything. I'll stop eating.
All right, there we go. All right. And Louis Farrakhan was in here arguing whether Shaquille O'Neal was a pussy or not. Right. You said Shaq was a pussy, right?
Yeah, he's smacking white boys. He don't smack no black brothers.
Oh.
So, what, did he get in a fight with a white boy?
He smacked Eric Montross for the Boston Celtics.
Did they win?
Huh?
Did Orlando won?
Yeah, but he wasn't even in the game, was he?
No, he got ejected.
That's right.
But they won, right?
Yeah, but
good.
The point
That's all that matters. Let's get on with the game.
The point
Bill Avoider, you don't think it's right for him to criticize Shaq? Wait a second. You can't say the F word, my brother.
We on air?
Yeah, we on the air, brother.
Lord, I'm sorry, Grand Poobah.
All right.
The mighty of the mighty.
All right. All right. Very good. Well, you've gotten your tarot reading, Robin, your horoscope.
Thank you.
Of course, Helen Keller would have known that Robin likes to be the center of attention, but what the hell? All right, here we go. I didn't tell me anything I didn't know already. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Let's get to the final Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Let's remind everyone that in the lead right now is Louis Farrakhan with 180 points. Bill Avoider has 80 points and actually could win if he doubled his points. Technically.
Howard, stop trying to tell them how to win.
All right, okay.
I want Jeopardy.
Will Fair, you don't stand a chance. You got 50 points, but you might as well bet it all. You never know. You could win. You could win. Okay, all right, here we go. Now, remember,
what is the final question?
I got a feeling, do we know how everyone's... Did you write down how you're going to bet?
Did you write down your...
Write down how many points you want to wager. You have 80 points. How many you want to wager? Write it down. All right?
Now, remember, there's a strategy.
No, don't show everybody. It's strategy. Strategy. Whew, this Black Jeopardy is tiring, man. What I won't do for black people. Am I the greatest? Do the black people love me or what?
Yeah, today...
I'm gonna love you after I get this $100.
All right, okay, take it easy. Anybody got $100?
Howard, with anybody, white, black, cream, whatever.
Howard, you forgot to mention something on the air.
Yes.
That the winner will be returning next year.
That is correct. Yes, you are invited back if we can find you.
What about the losers?
That's what you are, losers. All right, here we go. You ready? Well, try and put your thinking cap on now. Put on your thinking...
Don't give up yet.
Put on your thinking kufi. All right, here we go. It's an audio Final Jeopardy. Hide your paper.
Buzz it in?
No. Write it down, but hide your answer.
Everybody gets to answer this one.
Hide your answer, okay?
Will Fair isn't even getting a pen ready.
Will Fair don't even care. He's looking at me like, all right, everyone's written down their amount.
Yeah, I got my amount written down.
What do you got, a cold there?
Huh?
See a lot of snot dripping out of that. Now it's in your mustache, my brother. And I shook your hand.
Well, I was going to go out with him until I saw that.
You were going to go on a date with him. What's going on in that nose?
Sinus problem.
All right. My brother. All right, listen, no one said it's easy living up in Harlem.
I take care of my nose.
All right. You got to take care of business up there. All right, here we go, my brother. No wonder you have no money for your kid. All right, here we go.
You're the lie. They take our child support every day.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
All right.
You read me already. Don't even know.
That was some expensive snot I just saw. All right, here we go. There you go. That's called the Harlem flu. Here we go. All right, my brother. Here we go. Everybody has their own cross to bear. Okay, here we go. Here we go, my brother.
All right, what's the question?
All right. Don't blurt out the answer. Write down the answer. Don't let anyone see.
That's right. This is a secret.
All right. Okay. A lot of fun in here, but now it's time to get serious. It's amazing you can stand, my brother. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play an audio clip. This girl staged her own rape and rubbed excrement on her own body. Now listen to the tape. And then write down
No one manipulates me or my family.
That's right. Now, write down your answer. Listen to it again.
Play it for him again.
No one manipulates me or my family.
And you said this girl what?
This girl staged her own rape and rubbed excrement on her own body. Now, write down any answer.
All right.
Write it down. I don't care what you say. Everyone, don't talk out loud.
I'm trying to spell her name.
All right, just do it to the best you can.
Doing a dance already. I think that's his victory dance.
Louis Farrakhan doing a victory dance. I see that Bill Avoider has written something down, and Will Fair is still trying to figure out who the president of Jamaica is. All right, here we go. That's all right. It's a little tougher for him. He's not of this soil. He is not of this soil.
All right, are we ready?
All right, let's stop the clock, and let's go first to our person in third place. That's Will Fair, who can try and come up from behind. First of all, how much did you wager, Will Fair? How many? You wagered 50 points.
Everything. Okay.
And what was your answer?
Pauline.
Pauline.
Yeah. Pauline.
I'm sorry, that is wrong. So you're down to 0. All right, let's go over now to Bill Avoider, who still has a drippy nose. Now, what do you need 100? All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I've done 60 points.
All right.
Tawana Brawley.
Tawana Brawley is correct. They only wagered 60, or you wagered 80?
80, I mean.
80. Oh, 80. Let me see.
So you have 160.
All right, 80.
No,
yeah, you have 160.
I meant 80.
I know you did. All right. Now that's 160.
Right, so he has 160 points.
So you're technically in the lead right now.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Bill, he still loses. Louis Farrakhan doesn't even have to answer. He's on 80 points.
Louis Farrakhan, what was your answer? Let me see your answer.
Tawana Brawley for 20.
20 points, so of course...
You get 200.
You win the Knicks ticket. In second place is Bill Avoider. Bill Avoider, you get, what does he get again?
He gets the Roy Rogers certificate.
Yeah, you get the fried chicken.
You said you wanted chicken.
I don't want to. And of course, Will Fair, you are...
Can you give me one Knick game ticket?
My brother, maybe your brother over here will take you. What?
Robin, don't play that.
And Will Fair, you'll be going on that exciting ski vacation.
Give me a ski vacation.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, we now have a Jamaican skier, which I like.
Sure.
Have you ever skied before?
No, I never skied before.
Will you try it, or you think you'll just blow off the gift?
Go for it.
You have to get there.
You would try it.
I would try it.
He remembers he has to get there by himself.
And Bill Avoider, how do you feel about your fried chicken? You excited?
Well, it's free.
You can take your daughter.
I take my daughter.
Right. That'll be nice. I'm sorry.
I mean, Mama.
And what about you, Will?
Is it 1 ticket or 2 tickets?
Your ski trip, I think it's 2 tickets.
Yeah, if it's 2 tickets, I would try it.
You will try it. Yeah. Very good. Wait till they get a load of you on those ski trips.
Hey, can't we negotiate something?
All I know is I'm going to get a camera on you skiing, my brother.
Can't we negotiate something?
You get the chicken.
No, hear me out.
You didn't win.
Hear me out.
Negotiate with your friend.
Hear me out.
He won the next ticket.
You, the mighty whitey of the whitey.
Yeah.
You keep the fried chicken and give me 1 ticket of the Knicks. I don't need no companion.
There is no... Listen, this is competition. This is
what's called winning
My brother
and losing.
won. Louis Farrakhan won. He gets the first prize.
I'll take the can of fried chicken.
Right. Okay, good. All right. Let me thank all 3 players. Louis Farrakhan, congratulations to you. Anybody you want to plug? You want to plug where you work or any place of business or anything?
I want to give a shout-out to my family.
I want to give a shout-out?
I want to give a shout-out to the people at my job at Park 10. And I want to give a shout-out to my girl, Diane. And
you're going to take me to the next game and leave her at home?
Listen, Diane. You understand. This is a once-in-a-lifetime shot. I'll be back next year, and we'll win some more tickets.
Right.
Let me make a shout-out.
All right, and let us, of course, hear one last time from Bill Avoider, who wants a shout-out to somebody.
I want to shout-out to my daughter, Felita.
Felita? Now, where'd you get the name?
Isn't the name Felicia?
It's not. My daughter's name is Felita.
All right, take it easy.
Felita Renee White.
Talk to me about the black people, how they name their children. Seriously, because usually...
I don't know. My mother and daddy named me Keith Joseph White.
Yeah, but I've also heard that, like, in other words, instead of Roberta, a lot of people say, like, Loberta.
No, I don't. You know what?
What's that all about?
What I don't like about how black people name their kids, Carwina, Chanina, all that crap.
Right.
Give it plain and simple.
Right, exactly.
Make it plain.
Like Felita.
Felita, like my daughter, a lot of people misunderstand her name. So she says, she say, my name is Felita, not Felita. Felita. Make sure she get that A.
Right. A lot of people think it's Felicia.
Right.
Yeah.
So she said,
why wouldn't you just name her Felicia? Why did you have to be so different?
What is
because
Why don't you keep
what's
it
different, I'm going to tell you what's different
What is
about
Felicia?
that.
Where does that come from?
It came from my wife's uncle. God bless him. He died of cancer.
His name was Felita?
Listen.
Yeah.
My wife's girlfriend, daughter, was named Felita, right? And we had trouble of finding her name, right? But sometimes we regret we named her that because a lot of people don't know how to pronounce that.
Exactly.
But her name is Felita Renee.
Now, do you understand?
Yes. I'm going to stop right there.
Can we keep our ornaments?
Yes, you can keep your ornaments.
And I want a picture of you, Grand Poobah.
Yes, and also, let me just say that while Will Fair didn't score a lot of points, he's an awfully nice guy, and let's find out what Will Fair wants to give a shout-out to somebody.
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to my mother.
Right. In Jamaica?
No, in Harlem there.
Oh, okay.
Is your mother over here?
Yeah, my
Very
mother,
good.
my sister.
Yes.
Pauline, Bob, and Joycey.
Right.
And to my girlfriend, Tanya.
Tanya?
Yeah.
Very
I
nice.
wish them the best of luck.
All right.
See you early.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very
Congratulations to you all.
Well,
We'll
there's
walk away with-
another rendition of Black Jeopardy.
The best one yet, I think.
I think so.
these three players deserve a big round of applause.
Yes, they do.
And I am your host, the Whitey Mighty.
Mighty Whitey.
Whatever.
Whitey.
And I want to thank the beautiful Queen Latifah for helping us out.
Now you come on out here, Robin. Don't be afraid of me. Come shake these rough hands.
and we'll see you next time on Black Jeopardy.
You got to write down a date. This is going to be aired.
Absolutely.
Enough respect for other cars.
Well, I think
but when you're on a motorcycle, you're very vulnerable.
I don't know why this pisses me off. I'm always very respectful. Like a motorcycle guy, if he's in front of me, I like to be very far behind because I always think if he falls, I don't want to run him over.
Right.
The thing that always pisses me off about a motorcycle guy is when he goes between cars.
Something, I agree with that. And I think in New York State, I mean, there's certain places in the country where I think that's legal. I don't think in New York State that is legal, and I agree. I think it's a dangerous practice, and I think people should not do that because it freaks people out.
Well, also,
when they're in their cars.
a motorcycle guy like on the highway, they always show up in your blind spot when they do that.
Well, that again, it's like that comes down to bad motorcycle riding. I mean, I used to ride a lot when I was like 14, 15, 16 years old. I rode a motorcycle before I ever drove a car, and I got a motorcycle again about maybe 10 years ago. I hadn't ridden in years. Maintained my license, hadn't ridden in years, and I, when I decided I was going to go back, I signed up for a motorcycle safety course, took a series of lessons, read a lot of books, and that's one of the reasons I feel fairly confident when I'm riding on the road, because they'll teach you where not to ride in the blind spot, what not to do, the stupid things that you can do to get yourselves in the trauma unit.
All this talk about safety, so that brings me to a question. You've known Howard longer than me. Mm-hmm. Is in your time with the show, was there ever any chance that Howard's getting on a motorcycle?
Not unless Bianca and Beth were like being held for ransom or something. There's no way that he would do it.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, Sal came by, and I don't know how it came up, but we got started talking about Robin again. And Sal at first was trying to explain himself, but then he broke down a little bit, and it led to a lot of good conversation, a lot of controversy, and Robin eventually coming in here to confront him on what's going on in Sal's mind. And I've been trying to figure that out for 3.5 years. But it was a good show, and watch for yourself.
Why are you so glum?
I'm not glum. Just
You
waiting
see-
for my beating.
You seem
Not a
glum.
I'm on standby.
Why do you say that every time? I'm waiting for my beating.
Because whenever I express myself on this godforsaken shithole, I get ripped apart the next day.
No.
I do. And you know what? I'm going to. Maybe this is a good
What
thing.
are we talking about here?
I'm
Are we talking
gonna
are we talking about the game, or are we talking about how
Whatever
you
we're
verbally attacked Robin?
which godforsaken shithole
listen,
are you referring to?
Okay, I know I attacked Robin. I didn't view it as an attack. I knew I attacked Robin. I didn't view it as an attack. It came off as an attack.
Well, how would you view it? In other words,
You
just said, I know I
without
attacked...
being redundant, it was constructive criticism that she took personally. And I know a lot of people feel that way, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I offended Robin. That wasn't my intent. But, if somebody else gave criticism, it wouldn't be as bad. I always have to be the guy that stepped on in
See,
the
that's
end.
not true.
That's wrong.
That's just not true.
No, it is. It's true.
It is.
Because
Don't
I'm
pay-
the only one. I'm the only one who gave Robin good advice, as far as I'm concerned.
No, you're the only one that gave her
and
that advice, and you think it's good advice, and that's you can think that, but you don't.
You're not better than me, Gary, to tell me.
I'm
whether
not saying I'm better than you. I'm saying you don't have the ability to recognize that you took a solid 10 minutes on the wrap-up show to talk about how Robin is literally single-handedly fucking up the show, and it's your opinion that she's fucking up the show, and we don't say a word, and we let you say whatever you want, and you don't have the ability to think that she might be offended by that.
Well, you interpret it as me saying she fucked up the show. I said I would prefer if she just slowed down a little bit. And that's what I really said.
Slow down. Know your place. Slow the fuck down.
And that's it. And then it just turns to this whole... So, you know what? I'm not going to express my opinions anymore on you guys. Because when I do, everybody gets into a tizzy. Everybody gets all upset. It's not worth it.
Actually, you probably get called on the carpet about 1 out of every 10 times you express your opinion, because you express your opinion a lot. But seriously, when you were talking, did it not hit you in the head that Robin might not appreciate that? Were you surprised when Robin grabbed you in the hallway?
I lost a little sleep the night before. Did she just? It started hitting me like, oh boy, I wonder how she's going to interpret this. I hope I didn't. I felt bad about it. I thought it was a
But
little.
why would you feel bad? It's just.
I
an
was
opinion.
a little harsh,
but it's an opinion.
But
it wasn't an attack.
It was tough love.
But like when you said that Howard's tongue had Robin's feet mark on it, like was that?
It's got a Reebok mark.
Well,
Reebok mark.
Sometimes you have to paint the picture to get your point across, and I felt at that moment that was the case. And I have no ill will towards Robin. She told me to fuck off. God bless her. Whatever
Sal,
she wants.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what happened? She just grabbed you in the kitchen and said, fuck off?
She was in the kitchen.
Or did you say something to her first? Like, did you say, hey, I love you? Or
no, I didn't say, hey, I love you.
Hey, Robin, listen, about that you suck thing.
I said something like, hello, Robin. She's like, should I say hello back, or would I be talking too much? And
you go, really? What do you mean?
And I said, really? What do you mean? I really did. And
just in
she's
case.
like, and she goes, Sal. I'm like, Robin, as soon as I said that, and I do, and I said it on the show too. She goes, love you, schmuff. You don't start with that bullshit. Just because you have, and she really laced into me. She's like, just because you have problems at home and and you have the ability to stand up to your wife and you have issues with women, you think you could take it out on me? I'm like, no, it's not. That's not the case at all. I go, Robin, that's not the case. I go, I just want to let you know that in certain circumstances, I think you chime. And she's like, fuck off. And she turned around with her cup of celery juice that's going to go up her ass in the next 5 minutes. And I said, Robin, I go, let me. She goes, take another step. I'm throwing this in your face. And I'm like, whoa, and that was it. And
you know what the greatest part is?
The thing is, I really feel bad. I don't like to have tension between people, especially your coworkers and your friends. I feel bad about it, but it bothers me. Like, I don't know, like I expressed how I felt, but it's not worth it.
I don't think you expressed it in a way that somebody would like. You thought it was constructive, but it really did come across as a bit of an attack. And my favorite part, by the way, is how you made a point of telling us that day, I'm not going to be one of those fucking assholes that says, I love you, Robin, but. And all you've ever said, starting every sentence, including when you saw her in there, was, I love you.
Yeah, that's true. But I said that I'm not going to be an asshole that says, I love you, but, because I really do love her. Like, I'm not going to be a liar. That's what I meant. Like, after, on the show every day.
I'll take 500 shares of logistics, please.
You need a decipher from, like, the Da Vinci Code to figure out what Sal means when he says shit.
When you get caught in a conversation with Sal, I do understand why he was so successful at selling stock. Because he really tells you. Like, sometimes I would walk out of there confused.
Well, that's because he says 3 different opinions that often contradict each other in one statement.
I said what I meant.
What?
And
Robin walks all over Howard?
That I care about Robin, but I felt lately she's been chiming in too much, and I meant that. I expressed it maybe in a harsh way that she took offense to it, and I'm sorry that she took offense.
Can I just say,
I don't like the tension. I do like Robin, and I think she's great at what she
assuming your
does.
criticism comes from a sincere place, did it ever occur to you that maybe a 25-year broadcasting veteran didn't want to hear the opinion of a stockbroker?
More like a
35-year listener.
More like a 30-year veteran. Robin's been on there for like 30 years.
A wise man learns from a fool. A fool learns from no one.
What?
It's exactly what I said. If you guys can't interpret that,
a wise man learns from a fool, and a fool learns from no one.
So that means there's always something you can learn, whether God.
No, what it means is a fool has the inability to learn nothing, but a wise man should listen to the fool.
Yeah, you can learn from a fool's mistakes. You can learn from a fool and a fool's actions. But there's always advice to be given.
So who are you in the scenario? Who are you?
Unfortunately, I'm the fool because Robin has the experience. So I'm putting Robin on the pedestal here. But she can learn. So you can always learn something.
But I'm just saying it was unsolicited.
Hey,
like if she had come to you as a
does
friend
Richard
and
Roper
said,
have the right to tell somebody how to direct a film? No, but he could critique it. Yet he has no experience in that field.
By your
But I have experience.
You're not
at least
but
a little bit, not
you're-
as much as Robin.
Technically, you're not here to critique.
I'm
Richard's
not,
hired
and
to critique. That's
and
a
that
big
goes
difference.
back to my first statement. I'm done giving my opinion and critiquing.
Oh, put the $1,000 on the table right now. There's no way you're done.
And
as much as it pains me, I'm done.
You're not done.
Honesty is dead.
And you're the fool, and you've learned nothing based on your analogy?
No, a wise man learns from a fool. A fool learns from no one.
So who have you learned from?
I've learned to keep my mouth shut. I've learned from this fool myself, I guess.
Jack in Long Island, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah,
I think that's an Aesop fable or something. Look it up. It's on Google.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to talk to Sal about what's going on with him.
Oh, this is Ronnie Munt.
Who?
I could tell. I could smell the Metamucil coming off your skin.
Yeah, well, hey, dude.
Yeah, I can smell.
You know what,
yeah.
dude? You do
Hold
this.
on.
You do this
Yeah,
every time.
Take that diaper you have around your ass and wrap it around your mouth.
You do this.
Please?
You do this every time. You cause trouble for yourself.
I do.
And then you cry like a baby.
I'm not crying one bit. I'm just learning my lesson.
Now you did it with Robin. Then
I
you
didn't
walk
do
around
anything with
sulking
Robin.
like a little baby.
Ronnie, I'm not being a baby
Jack,
here. I'm learning, Ronnie,
like
that
a little
I shouldn't
baby,
express myself because you get in
freaking
trouble.
Baby, man, you don't quit.
Baby, just the
Go
opposite
lock
of a
yourself-
very, very old person.
Go lock yourself
Oh, is this
in your
Jack?
room, like I told you a
I'm
long
sorry,
time
Jack.
ago. Go lock yourself in a room there.
Ronnie, I'm sorry, Ronnie, that you have to ride my coattails for attention, but your point is
I am not riding
your
your
point is
coattails
just
for attention.
worthless. It's just
No,
stupid.
my point is so right.
No, it's not
Because
right.
you do this
I
every
expressed
time.
myself about Robin. Robin got upset. I'm upset that she's upset. It's not. It's not worth it.
Who are you to express yourself about Robin?
And who are you to tell me what I should and should not do?
Because you don't. You're hired here to be a writer.
And you're
or whatever the
hired
hell
to
you
be
are.
a Howard's driver, so
Right,
shut the fuck up
exactly.
and drive.
I do.
What are you
man.
doing calling in on a show?
I'm waiting for him. I'm
All right,
busy.
all right,
so wait.
whoa. Settle down, everybody. Now,
Jesus Christ, this guy.
Hold on,
Stupid
Sal. Wait a
asshole.
second.
You're a stupid asshole.
Now, Jack, doesn't Sal have the right to express his opinion?
No, not. Why should he? Well, who is he?
I mean,
Nobody.
if he's asked a question, he's simply
Yeah, but
answering it.
Nobody asked him to make it give opinion on Robin, whether she should talk more or talk less. Who is he? He's nobody.
Robin's
All right,
here.
Hold off on the break. Robin's here.
Rob, Benji, can you come right here, Robin? So,
I'm in the hall, and people just keep telling me stuff about Sal saying various things. Why is this still going on?
Well,
didn't you have your say? I
said
heard
I felt
it.
bad.
No, he's not. He hasn't been degrading you. What he's saying
No,
is,
but he
doesn't.
said he was delivering a communication. I got it.
He doesn't. We were asking him how he could go off for 20 minutes and give his opinion. I put in quotation marks, and I said, "Did you not think that it might come back to bite you?" And he goes, "No, not really. I really."
Well, when somebody said Sal didn't understand, I said he could stop there. He doesn't have to put anything after that sentence. Sal doesn't understand anything.
That's true.
Just say that. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I would egg you on, Robin, but right before you walked in, Sal's like pretty much on suicide watch right now.
No, I'm not. Ronnie told me that Sal said he's losing sleep. I said, you shouldn't tell me that.
Yeah, because we feel bad.
So, Robin, did you take Sal's advice to heart?
Oh, shut up, John.
Do you really think I would take
Never.
Sal's advice for anything?
No. But clearly, I mean, you yelled at him in the kitchen, so something must have bugged you one way or the other.
Sal isn't attacking me. Sal is attacking all women when he talks
That's
to me.
what she said in the
And
email.
that's what I don't mind an attack on me. Like I said, when he said Artie did something wrong, it was Artie did something wrong. When he says, something to me, it's like, know your place. Well, where would my place be?
This week in Arizona.
Howard's at the window. He sees Robin talking to Sal, and he's got this quizzical look on his face like, should I go in there? And then he just left.
He's like,
so what would your advice to Sal be?
I don't have any advice for Sal, because if I try to give Sal advice, because quite frankly, when I was talking to him on the air, I was trying to explain to him what a Google search is, which I don't think he understands. And I got, know your place. Shut up. Stop piping up over there. So I can't give Sal advice.
Robin brings up a good point. Like, when you fight with Artie, why don't you tell Artie to know his place?
because Artie threw a CD at my eyeball.
Are you still angry at him, Robin?
I'm not angry at I didn't even know this was going on. And people are telling me, I said, but the worst thing to tell me is that I made you lose sleep because I'll keep you up the rest of your life.
Kind of a cool show happening today. Jimmy Kimmel, who I saw this weekend, by the way, we were hanging out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Jimmy and his cousin Sal.
He's dating his cousin Sal.
Yeah.
No, Sarah.
Well, you know, I did have some alone time with Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I got to ask him about, you know, Sarah Silverman.
Did he open up?
He opened up, but, you know, when a guy opens up to you in private, this is the problem with me associating with people outside of the show. You know, they kind of give you they preface their statements by saying, look, this is some stuff I'm going to talk to you about.
It's embargoed.
And all I'll tell you about that, I'm embargoed. But I'll ask him about it on the air, and we'll see how clean he comes. But
yeah, but you know what? Do you really care more about Jimmy than the show? Fuck him over. Really?
Well,
let's do it.
That's
anyway,
right.
I am a man of my word.
Are you ever going to get better information out of him?
Yeah. But I got to tell you something. This is how bad I am with people. This is another story of how bad I am. Jimmy began to open up to me about him and Sarah and, you know, what was going on.
And was really open, huh?
And then afterwards, like, Beth says to me, well, what did Jimmy say? I said, I don't know.
You had no idea? You didn't even listen? You blanked out?
I think I listened, but I didn't understand what he was saying. It didn't make any sense to me.
I think the only reason you listen to me in those situations is because you're so fascinated how fucked up I am. Heroin is like something.
He's really fascinated about interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's boring to him now.
I listen to you because we're on the air together.
Oh, that's right.
I can.
So in a year and a half, I should stop calling.
If Jimmy talked to me on the air, I would understand everything.
Right.
I mean, you'd question him. You know, you don't even ask questions.
No, I meant even personally.
I did, Robin.
Even when I call you, you listen.
Yeah. But I even said to Jimmy, I said, I don't understand what you say. In other words, okay, you guys broke up and you're explaining it, but
you don't get it.
I still don't know. I don't even know that you really told me anything here. I don't understand. And then he started again to tell me stuff. And maybe he was just being guarded or whatever. But
I have I've had that experience where people are saying a lot of words, but I don't understand anything they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you.
They're usually foreign people.
I swear to you, I am as in the dark
as before.
And the only thing I know is
dear.
what Jimmy has said publicly, that she broke up with him.
So basically, you are saying everything you know on the show, so that's good.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I could tell you everything he said, but it doesn't make any sense. So, you know what? He'll come in here, and whatever he's comfortable talking about, we'll
He probably isn't comfortable talking about any of it.
Probably not.
On the air.
No.
All right, Jimmy Kimmel's here, man. Old friend of the show. We got a lot of old friends here. We don't have no new friends. We got only old friends. What the fuck?
Kind of like you.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you. Come on in.
Jimmy.
Hey, what's
Morning.
happening?
How you doing, man?
Good, thanks. I thought you were going to come to my hotel room and wake me up there.
I wish.
At this thing.
So what brings you down to the show today?
What do you think brings me down to the show?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I have a lot of important things to talk about on the show. Gary's penis.
What you're talking about right now?
Yeah. No, I had a similar thing done to my penis, so I feel like I can add a lot to the conversation.
You're going to share your experience with us
Yes,
today about that?
I'll help make men in their cars crouch over throughout the morning today.
All right, Jimmy Kimmel's here. Bring in Jimmy.
Jimmy, you gained weight.
No, that's Artie. There's Jimmy. Jimmy's actually lost weight.
Look at Jimmy.
Jimmy's thinner.
Good to see you, dude.
Artie's thinner too. Hey, James.
Hello, Howard. I can't hear anything in my headphones, but my cans.
Host of Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Don't act like you haven't seen Howard. We heard you spent the weekend together.
Yeah, we made love.
I thought that was going to be our secret.
No, that wasn't a secret.
Oh.
It's just, you know what it is?
What?
When I hang out with Jimmy, I feel kind of like I disappoint him.
What?
Why?
Because when I'm not on the radio, I'm not a whole lot of fun, and I'm actually kind of quiet and not all that witty. And I think Jimmy kind of worships me a little bit.
Are you fishing for compliments?
No. Jimmy, I'm being serious. Jimmy
Welcome to the show, Jim.
Jimmy looks up to me.
It's true. That is true.
And so you expect that he expects something
Like I had Jimmy's stories, like when he was in high school, he listened to me, or someone sent him a tape, and he wanted to go into radio. I don't know what the whole thing is, but then like
is this your way of saying you want Fred to play music and for me to go on?
No, it's him saying he wants Ralph to play music.
It's always awkward because I know, probably Jimmy's expecting this great guy to hang out with him, and I'm I'm really not a lot of fun, as Beth will tell you.
I disagree. We did have a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun. I'm not. What do you think I'm expecting? I'm not expecting Robin Williams bouncing off the wall.
That would be annoying.
But I know, like, you like to sit and like Jimmy came out to see me, so it was like. Then I feel obligated that we should be together.
Yeah, well, that is one of the things when you go visit
when
somebody.
When you visit someone, they actually are supposed to be with you.
You should do the Great Gatsby. You should just never show up.
Well, after Jimmy left, I said to Beth, I said, Jimmy's a great guy. Everyone knows I love Jimmy. I think Jimmy's a really together great guy.
Together?
Yeah, he's got it
pretty
together.
Robin.
Yeah, he is pretty together.
Robin, you're sitting on a pot of coffee. How dare you judge?
Well, nobody said I was together.
I really like Jimmy. No one could be an easier house guest. I even like his cousin Sal.
He's an easy house guest?
I am.
Sal, yeah, because Sal is like that wall. He doesn't say anything. He says
just like a potted plant.
He was nervous. He's not usually like that.
But I said,
you give Sal a sports sticker, he's fine for
I said to Beth afterwards. I said, Jimmy coming out to the house makes me realize I don't think I want people coming out to the house. So she goes,
good, thanks, Jim.
This is positive. She said, why? She goes, no one could be easier than Jimmy. Like, Jimmy's so great. I said, that's right. And the fact of the matter is...
Everybody else is a pain in the butt?
No. I said, even I can't handle that because I couldn't even sleep when Jimmy was over because it was like... I'm like, oh, my God, Jimmy's probably awake, and he wants to
Let
get
me go down and see what he's doing.
So I'm up at 5 in the morning checking to see if Jimmy's
up. Who's up at 5 in the morning looking to get together with their...
I'm neurotic. I can't have people
He doesn't want Jimmy to be walking around while he's sleeping.
You know what you got to do, Jim, is you got to just... Howard knew I'd be asleep till 3 p.m.
Well, and then at 9 a.m. I was going to have a chess lesson. I felt guilty. I said to Beth, is it okay that I'm having a chess lesson? Because what if, it was for an hour. So I was like... She goes, well, I guess so, but Jimmy's your guest, and he's here. And I go, but I want my chess lesson, too. You mean Jimmy can't hang out with his cousin and do stuff?
No, I'm fine. I don't like to get up early anyway. But in fact, I actually intentionally, I got up what I thought was early. I got up at I made sure to get up at 9:30, so around when your chess lesson was over, then, we could
hang out.
Yeah, we
should have combined the two and had Jimmy give you a chess lesson.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say to your guests, you know what, I got a chess lesson at 9 or whatever, and do whatever you want, and I'll see you in the afternoon or something.
I'm just not good. I feel guilty.
Everything is very well scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're very well scheduled.
You know what's happening when you go there. It's almost on a list.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Jimmy went. Now I have someone I can call to ask how the house looks.
When you straighten yourself out, you might get up.
Well, yeah, they don't want, crazy drug people knocking at the door.
What, me and 3 cops aren't fun to have over your house?
But, so I always feel like...
You don't want Artie making an escape.
And then the other weird aspect is, I'm hanging out with Jimmy, and where Jimmy and I were having a private conversation. And I even said to Beth, I'm going to ask Jimmy about Sarah. Did you hear my rap about this morning?
No, I couldn't get my serious.
Dude, you and fucking Sarah went through weird shit. Howard told us on the air. What the fuck, man?
I would never do
Thank God you got out of there.
With a midget? A midget?
It wasn't a midget. He was just short.
No, I said, Jimmy and I were talking. I even said to Robin this morning. I said, I sat with Jimmy. We talked for a half hour, an hour privately about a bunch of things. But one of the things being what happened with Jimmy and Sarah. I need an explanation because I was close with Jimmy and Sarah as a couple. And I said to Robin, I have no idea what Jimmy's talking about.
He says,
It
first
was
of
an
all,
hour.
of course, it was not for the air, but in the same, he said he went to Beth and he couldn't tell her what you said.
Because immediately, after we had the conversation, Beth wanted to come down, but she saw we were talking privately. Oh. She said to me, okay, so what did Jimmy say about Sarah?
Right.
I said, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he said.
For Howard to listen to you, you have to work Howard into the conversation.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what I said either. I mean, I don't know.
It was the lamest, most
He
mysterious.
said he's not sure you know why you broke
When
up.
a chick asks me what their day, if I want to hear what their day was like, I'm like, only if I'm in it.
I wish it could have been more interesting, but
No, it wasn't that it wasn't interesting. I just didn't understand.
He said you were saying things, but he couldn't understand what you were saying.
I don't understand what I'm saying most of the time either. So.
But maybe it wasn't not that interesting. Maybe it wasn't interesting.
And then also it's awkward because Jimmy says to me, look, this is private. So I said, okay, well, so what does that mean?
I can't call
here's
the
problem.
Inquirer?
Here's the problem is that I know you would like me to talk to you about these things mostly because you're curious about this stuff, but I know that
Mostly because he's a yenta.
it's hard for you to remember what is okay to talk about and what isn't okay to talk about. So
Right.
for your own protection, I feel like
that was smart.
Maybe you didn't tell him anything.
Well,
I didn't. I'm telling you.
I know I did. I told you
You did?
everything. I mean, I told you everything that was there. It's not that interesting.
It's
Sometimes
not. It was
people just
horribly
don't.
boring.
Something happens. I
Horribly
don't know what it
boring.
is.
It was terrible, actually.
It's unpleasant,
There was no good stories. I was.
there were
Nobody
no
had
events.
any great problems, like, they
Was
are
the sex
harboring.
good? The sex was good, right?
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, for
you.
for me, yeah, it was. Yeah.
The sex was good.
You haven't checked with her?
I'm pretty. I think I could safely assume it wasn't that great for her.
But the public thing was.
Can I taste your juice?
The public thing was that she broke up with you, supposedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both times?
No, actually, I broke up the first time. She broke up the second time.
Ah, see, that's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
No,
Who's going to break up the third time?
I don't think they're getting back together.
Is it over? Howard
we
said
had
he
the
could
rubber
get
match.
you. Howard said he could get
So,
you two back together
I can't.
if you just gave him a little time. Now you think you can't.
Well, he can't even listen to Jimmy talk about the problem.
He couldn't stay in the room.
No, I listened. I didn't understand it. I
You
didn't
know what?
want to
You should
keep...
interrogate her. That should be what you do because maybe you'll get more. Because
But alone, like in a situation like that.
I'm not the kind of person that looks for reasons afterwards. It's if you don't like me, I don't like you, and that's
Well,
that.
then why did you break up with her?
Oh, I don't even know. I just felt just depressed and just felt like that was something that I felt like that was the reason why I was depressed, and then I became even more depressed
After you broke up.
after we broke up. Yes.
You heard the music.
I know. What's the music? Fred, you kill it with the music.
He does. He does.
I could have. I was almost on the hook.
Yeah,
I almost started crying.
Wait, I missed it. What did you say?
I asked, so he broke up with Sarah the first time.
Yeah, you see, you're getting more out of him than I did.
You needed me
I told
there.
you that.
I know. I did.
Well, now that Howard's listening because it's on the air.
No, I listened. I really did listen.
And he
I
said-
could tell you,
Bullshit.
I could tell you everything he said
Wait a
because he
minute.
didn't say anything.
I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you what he just said.
Yeah.
So he was suffering a depression.
Right.
He decided it was the relationship that was depressing him.
He didn't tell me that.
He broke up, and then he got more depressed.
Do you
so
understand?
that's
You
why
missed
he,
it.
More or
You
less.
missed it.
Yeah.
More or less.
Do you understand how bad that sounds? Like men want to have the perfect woman, and in a sense, Sarah is beautiful. And she's funny,
Talented,
she's smart,
funny. Oh, my
great
God.
conversationalist, and we still get bored. This is what happens.
It's not even bored, really. But you're right, though. Yeah, it is. It's troubling because you think, oh, if I can't stay in a relationship with this person for a long time,
Right, that's-
Then
there
I
isn't
can't do
anyone.
it,
Yeah,
right.
And that's what starts to depress you.
yeah,
You know?
exactly. And it's starting again right now.
Is it that you think the two of you are just not in love with each other anymore? Like the love left?
Well, they were
Yeah.
in love at your
Yeah.
wedding.
You guys were all over each other at the wedding.
Holy
Yeah.
Christ, I had to make out with my shitty food.
I mean, you really were. And it was so.
yeah.
I guess at some point the two of you just realized, like, yeah, we like each other, but we're not in love with each other.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She decided that.
Oh, she decided.
That was funny
You're
at the
in love-
wedding.
You're in love with her.
No, I'm not. I told
You
you.
were.
Yes, but when it's over for me,
It's over. You closed
Yeah.
the door.
I close the door.
Right.
Right. So
But
because I
you
put my
opened the
penis
door-
through the keyhole.
Yeah, but you opened the door.
If he opens the door, he'll be in love again.
You closed the door, but you opened the door again.
Let's put it this way. When the door's closed on me, the door is closed.
Yeah, but
Jim, I close the door.
Jim, for every door that closes, one opens.
You're right. You're right.
And the one you better open is the heroin door.
Are you on a tear now?
Oh, yeah, I'm on a real tear.
He's fucking all of Hollywood.
He's having sex with Cousin Sal.
Let me tell you what I did last night.
He's having homosexual incest.
I went to dinner with my friends Alex and Martha Wallow, who listen to the show, you know, and had a huge steak, and then almost was pretending to make conversation outside the restaurant where I was almost certain I was going to shit my pants. And then I got in the cab and desperately tried not to shit my pants, and then thought it might be funnier for the show tomorrow if I did shit my pants.
Who cares about shitting in a cab? You've never done that?
You mean you had a big steak?
Yes,
and
immediately it became an angry ball of shit.
Jim, you're not a New Yorker. Sometimes you shit in a cab just to make it smell better.
And then you wanted to take a shit. And why didn't you do it at the restaurant? Or are you too embarrassed?
Oh no, not at the restaurant. Plus, everyone knows I come out sweating. I have to take off most of my clothes. So then I get upstairs, and I know this is going to happen because there's a nightmare happening. Is that my cousin Sal has the key to the room in his pocket, and there's no way he's just flipping the door open and letting me run right through.
Did you tell Sal you had a shit?
Oh, I told him I had to shit, and I realized that was a terrible mistake.
Wait a minute. You don't have your own room? You and Sal are in the same room?
Yes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This is getting worse.
Sal's on the show. They didn't get him.
Well, they didn't,
They didn't fly him here.
They tell you can bring somebody out with you, you know.
Jim, that is fucked. What are you doing?
Well, the truth is I brought two people. I brought Jill Lederman, our producer, so she had a room, and then Sal and I stayed. We don't mind. We like staying in the same room.
Holy mackerel.
You really aren't in show business.
I guess not.
Really?
Jim, they used to get everybody at Mad TV their own room.
I'm not on Mad TV.
Yeah, well, actually, Nightline, they've got 4 people in a room.
Martin Bashir has like 17 people living in a room with him.
Hey, would you? So did he get the key open in time and you took your shit?
He did, but there was some torment time where he held the key up and showed it to me and waved it to me, and I was like, "Open that fucking door! Will you open that fucking door?"
Or you're fired.
We're gonna shit all over you.
Don't make me shit in Jim Belushi's room again.
That's right.
Would you have Sarah on as a guest on your show?
Not right now. I don't think. Eventually, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. Really? Is that interesting?
Yeah, that is interesting. Not good enough.
We're just really booked
what
up.
are you talking about? Not good
No,
enough?
it's not good
because
enough.
she's doing every other show. She's busy.
There's no openings at your show?
You know what? We've got a lot of bookings right now. And no, I don't know. I just think it might be
awkward, but it'd be fun.
Might be more unpleasant than it would be worse.
Sarah, there's a very funny stripper I met who's doing a set.
Why would it be unpleasant?
Well, why do you think?
Because but she was, listen, when you were going out with her,
yeah,
she was on the show like every week.
Well, not that much.
I mean, a lot.
She was like your brother Theodore.
And now all of a sudden there's no presence of her like she was doing the.
Well, it's not like people like, where is she? I mean, she was on maybe twice a year. I mean, it wasn't
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was more.
But she was on in the time that you two got back together.
Yes, she was.
Listen, I've been on 5 times, and twice when I was on, Sarah was on.
Jimmy's going to hang out with us all morning. He's going to be here for a while. Ben Stiller is waiting in our green room.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, so what we'll do...
What he's saying is a bigger star has now...
No, Jimmy's hanging out being part of the show. He'll be here during the Ben Stiller
You
interview.
can sit there while Ben is...
If Ben Stiller's sitting here and Adam Sandler comes in, we'll have Sandler.
That's Jimmy's cousin, Sal.
Oh, this is the guy you spent the weekend with?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's a nice guy. I was a little worried about him, but he's a nice guy.
Sounds very quiet. Yeah.
He's another Tom Cruise lover, this kid.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
What's going on? Now, do you have to leave?
I think I have to leave soon because I have to do Regis and Kelly.
You're doing Regis and Kelly.
Without Regis.
Sans Regis.
Yeah.
And Sal, you're going over there, too?
I'm going to head over there, yeah.
Well, all right.
He can stay if you want.
I understand your cousin Sam's here.
So am I saying goodbye to you? I don't want to hold you here.
I think we have to
All
leave,
right.
unfortunately. Sadly.
Sal, good seeing you. It was nice spending time with you. Jimmy, I wish you continued success. I hope these upfronts, whatever they are, go well for you.
Now I feel weird about the next time. I feel weird about visiting you because I feel like...
You mean visiting him at home?
Yeah, because I feel like we
Just
always get
visit
the
me.
honest account, but then I feel like I'm making you uncomfortable when I'm at your house.
Not at all. I love being with you. We go away on vacation together. I mean, what's the matter with you?
Well, I don't, because you said then you feel like you have to entertain me. You don't have to entertain
Don't worry.
me.
I know.
I'm self-entertaining.
Believe me, and so am I.
Okay, good.
How dare you? Look, I don't know what's going on in your romantic life. I'm sorry
Is
you
he
and
dating? You didn't even find out for us.
I would never ask. I don't know
I'm
what
dating
he's doing.
Neil Patrick Harris.
You're not the type of guy that we're not going to open up the tabloids and see you're dating like every woman in Hollywood. Now that you're free of Sarah and you're
Definitely
a single guy.
not.
You're not. You're not going to womanize.
What are you going to do?
You know,
are
I'm
you
not
going
like
to
that.
a dating service? Are you? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm on,
Millionaire matchmaker?
I'm on that Ashley Madison.
Well, he
You're
has
an
a
Ashley
certain-
Madison. You only date married women.
Yes, I'm only fucking married women.
Well, Jimmy has a certain type. I think he's going to ask Elaine Boozler.
And so the dating will begin. The dating will commence as soon as you get over Sarah.
Theoretically, yes. I guess so. Yes.
Excellent. We can't wait for that. Who will it be? Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Well, who will the lucky lady
Will
be?
you be picking up women on the show? Will you do that? Boo?
No, I don't think so. I can't imagine that will happen.
Who are your guests for the rest of the week when you get back to L.A.? We'll pick out one
Well,
for you.
Ben Stiller.
right, you
I
can't go out
really
with
don't
him.
know who the guests are, to be honest with you.
Do you fantasize that you'll be with another famous woman? I mean, Sarah was famous.
Was that
certainly.
fun?
I've decided never, ever to go out with another famous person.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Unless they're really, really good looking.
Kathleen Turner.
Why?
Yeah. Maybe another
Because-
hot Jewish comedian like a Whoopi
There's
Goldberg.
nothing I hate more than being the subject of. I don't like being the subject of speculation. I don't like people being interested in my life like that.
But aren't
So you got into the right business.
But aren't
Yeah,
people
I know.
going to always be interested in your life?
Not nearly. It's exponential when it's two famous people. Nobody cares about who other, like nobody cares about who Conan is dating. Right?
Well, because Conan's married.
Yeah, but nobody cared beforehand. Nobody cares that he's married.
I
either.
think they would. Well, you're saying because she's not in the business,
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
right.
Oh, I see. So when you're dating another famous
I'm gonna
person,
try to be more like Conan.
you're going to try and be like Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
That sounds like makes a lot of sense.
You better
to
get
me.
better writers.
But it is possible because you're in Hollywood and you meet the girls you meet are girls who come on your show who are in fact famous, and a lot of these. Actresses and stuff. I mean, it's hard to resist.
I say it's
You know
not
who I
hard for
see
them to
him with?
resist.
No.
I think you ought to fix him up with Renee Zellweger.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could have fucked her on the set of The Bachelor. I
Would
let
you
her
like
off
to
the
fuck
hook.
Renee Zellweger?
No, I know she's no. That's
Have
not.
you
I'm
met
not
her?
interested in that. I have met her.
You've had her on the show?
Yeah, I think so.
Not attracted to Renee Zellweger?
It has nothing to do with it.
What? Would you never think about fucking her?
No,
really
I
don't.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'm not interested.
If I was single, I would fuck Renee Zellweger. I would.
You could get her at Bridget Jones' Diary.
I told you I
do you
don't want to go out
fantasize-
with anyone famous.
But wait a second. You don't fantasize like maybe a night with Carmen Electra or nothing like that?
That's not my thing.
What do you mean, not your thing?
Well, wait a minute. What about some supermodel?
Explain
No.
that to me. What do you mean you can't take Carmen Electra?
I need. I think there has to be some depth there for me.
Oh, so supermodels are all stupid?
So Sarah was so deep.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way. Sarah would never do this. Carmen Electra.
Look, I said Jimmy was deep.
Carmen Electra was once asked on a talk show, what's the one thing she couldn't live without? And after she thought for a minute, she said food. So, I don't think Sarah would ever do that.
That's a good answer.
But do you think that Sarah will date someone famous?
I don't know.
Does she
have no
need
idea.
that?
No, I don't think so.
She doesn't need that. So, it'll be interesting to see what you end up doing. Sal, what do you think? Sal, you're married.
I'm married, yeah.
So, but
Jimmy
what do you
is,
think?
I wasn't supposed to say anything, but he's secretly dating a pizza chef, this guy Chris Bianco. I'm not even kidding. He flies him out. The guy
it is a
stayed
little
with him
bit
for like a week, and then there's another chef that comes in, Adam Perry Lang, and they cook, and that's his focus right
You
now.
love to cook, right? That's your thing.
I do, yeah. I love
You're
to
a
eat.
cook?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
By the way, fucking a pizza chef where I'm from is not
Rob,
gay.
you should try eating food. It's delicious.
I'm going to do that when I do that.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. All right. So, and also, will you and Sarah become friends in the future where she will be able to come on the show?
No, we will not.
You will not become friends.
I don't know.
It's going to be a major
I like that
showbiz
answer.
feud that lasts centuries.
I agree with you. You're not going to become friends.
Listen, I got enough friends.
Right. You will not go the route of Johnny Carson and date some of the, tea time players or, you will not.
Yeah, have the girls on your show. Hire
I don't
them
have
just
any
to date
tea time
them.
players.
You don't?
No, I don't. No, it's not my, You know me. It's not my
Look,
thing.
Howard, he was on The Man Show and never fucked one of the juggies.
Not
Like,
only
a
didn't
bit-
He was
a bit
married.
was-
Not only didn't I fuck any of them, I would hide in my room reading from them. I didn't want to be part of it.
Will Leno,
They don't want to read with you?
Let me, before you leave, because I know you have to go. Will Leno's new show fail? I'm talking about this. Now, you're in the late night game. You spend a lot of time on your show, and I know you do a lot of hard work, and people should watch Jimmy's show. But will you take a look at Leno's new show? And you've probably given this some evaluation. You probably even have research on this. Don't you think, this is what I think, Leno made the biggest mistake of his career, not staying in late night television?
I think it would have been safer to go to ABC. Yeah, for him to go to ABC at 11:30. Yes.
But that would have been horrible for you. You wouldn't want him at 11:30.
Not necessarily, because it would be a better lead-in than Nightline, and perhaps there would have been other networks that were interested in me.
But you told me you would never follow Leno.
That's right. You said you were going to leave.
No, but I changed that eventually.
Oh, did you?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You thought it through.
Yeah.
You said, I'll go on at 12:30, Leno can go on at 11:30.
Yes.
You really would have gone ahead and done that? I don't believe you.
I honestly would have. Absolutely.
You would not have gone to another network? Let's say if...
I might. I mean, I would have considered
What if Fox
that.
needed a late night show?
I would have considered it, yes.
You would have?
Yes.
That would have been a good thing.
Yeah.
But now, Leno will die at 10 o'clock, won't he? It's the end. Do you ever envision a scenario where perhaps Leno could end up going back to the Tonight Show and they fire Conan, and then Conan, or whatever his name is, comes over to ABC?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about all of those things, but I could envision any of those things individually happening.
Well,
yes.
how do you feel that Leno's going to do?
Give us your prediction.
I don't. You know what? I don't think it's going to be successful. I'll be honest with you, and I don't think it has anything to do with Jay. I think it has all to do with the local affiliates and their news, where they make all their money. And if the lead-in is not as strong, they're going to scream and yell and demand something, and it's going to be a mess.
This Leno move could be the end of all television, is what you're saying. Right? This could actually end television as we think about it.
So we should start Twittering more.
Will Jay take Stuttering John?
Yes, Jay will definitely take Stuttering John, and I believe that Jay has told Stuttering John, and Stuttering John just isn't saying because they want to keep it all a secret.
You think it's that big a deal?
Wow.
I mean, why can't John
they think it's that big a deal?
Really?
Do you think if Leno gets into real trouble, he'll divorce Mavis and date Sarah Silverman?
That would be a surprise.
She was lucky for you, maybe.
If Leno gets divorced, he'll try to steal Beth.
My prediction is Leno will do poorly. I believe it will not last long. I believe Conan might be moved out, but he will be tarnished. In other words, he will have failed.
You're saying Conan's not going to be successful?
I don't know, because if Jay isn't successful, Conan has to be more successful than Leno was.
And also now, if Jay doesn't do well, it hurts Conan's rating.
Right.
Aha. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying everyone's fucked?
Yeah.
Jay's going to screw up everybody.
You're not fucked. You're in the perfect position.
You're so not fucked. You're not dating anybody.
Yeah, but I'm flying like Coach, I mean.
You're shitting in front
What
of
is
Sal?
it, Ralph? Quickly, because Jimmy Kimmel has to leave here. He has a very active
This is never
life.
a good thing when Ralph calls, I know.
Well, Jimmy, I love you, but I don't understand.
That's great.
How come you're not out there getting laid and going crazy? And I know you're straight, and so why wouldn't you want to? You want to have conversations or something? It sounds like.
Well, Ralph, I'm not. I'm not that type, right? I mean, I think you would have gathered that about me by now.
You're not a pig. You're not a sex maniac.
It's not like you got to go in and just pick up some floozy and every night, but
Jimmy, you should be vomiting at Howard's house. You got to live it up.
I told Sal to vomit at your house.
Hey Ralph, what bits has Jimmy ripped off from Howard lately?
I've been ripping off Jimmy lately.
There you go.
Have you seen Stuttering Sal?
All right, Ralph. Jimmy,
but really, I mean,
you think Jimmy should be banging the hottest chicks in Hollywood?
Ralph, give me a little time. I need to.
Yeah.
Maybe you need Ralph to help you with that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Ralph.
Jimmy's got a huge TV.
I do have the biggest TV in the world.
I haven't seen it. Tom Cruise and his mom out.
You're going to be.
Can you tell the story real quick of why, that thing that you did to Jeffrey Ross?
What?
You know what? I think we'll miss the Regis and Kelly show if we tell it, though.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
I told you about the prank he pulled on Jeff Ross, Sal.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I told him we get a heads up ahead of time who's going to be voted off. So I texted Jeffrey Ross
on Dancing with the Stars.
On Dancing with the Stars. Sorry, I said you're safe, and he said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm sure."
But Jeffrey was really into it and in love with this girl, and
then on the air, he was pretending to be nervous the whole show, like he didn't know he was going to. And then on the air, you see him when he gets eliminated. He goes, "We lost."
I had inside information. Oh, that's great. That's right, because you guys get tipped off who's going to be losing Dancing with the Stars.
Nobody thought we did.
Oh, he thought you did. I get it. All right. Thank you, Ralph. You're a fascinating phone call.
Sal was trying to kill the odds. He was betting on Dancing with the Stars.
All right, listen, Jimmy, I'm not going to hold you any longer.
Thank you, Howard.
Jimmy Kimmel.
We had a beautiful weekend. Thank you very much.
I love you. It's always great seeing you. Yes, and anytime you're around, I want to be with you. And Sal, you too. You're always welcome. All right. The great Jimmy Kimmel and Sal, his cousin. Sal, what's your last name?
Do I have one? Icono.
You don't use that name?
No, I do. Yeah.
You switched it to Kimmel?
That's the way Opera Man says icon.
That's
right. And so there it is.
You set the bar pretty high for Howard's house guests. You said you were such a good guest.
You know, I'm very. I was raised well. I clean up after myself. I keep quiet, and people seem to appreciate that. I think the great thing is Ralph really set the bar so low that
by puking everywhere.
Yeah, and I appreciate that he did that. I really do.
So you had a good time today?
Yeah, I had fun.
No, it was a little awkward talking about your past
I know this is terrible. I have
right?
to get the fuck out of here. I'm not kidding. I really. They got a live TV show I'm gonna miss.
I really am. Nah, I kind of am. I'm kind of done. I mean, I love it here, and I love doing the radio show and all that stuff. But I think after a year and a half more worth of shows, it's time for me to sing my swan song. You know, and some things are starting to bother me, and I don't want it to get ugly.
Oh.
You know what I mean? There are things around here that are bothering me.
I see.
And I'm not the type that complains to people, so I just let it brew inside of me, and then I just leave. But I don't know. Stuff bothers me. Stuff bothers me all the time, but I don't know. It's enough already of me.
Well, David Hinckley just had to change his article.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know, it's like Jimmy said to me over the week. He says, "You got to stay. You know, it's so great. The show's never been better. Blah 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 blah. You guys work so well together." I said, "Yeah." I said, "We do." I said, "We're good at this, but how much longer can you keep doing this thing?"
Well, here's a rap that everybody gives me, and so I'll ask you now. You'll be fine doing nothing. Everyone says, "Can Howard?" People go, "Howard, I know his personality. I listen to him. He's a personality. Can he stay home and do nothing?"
Well, he won't be, doesn't have to do nothing. You know.
No, there are things I could do. I could straighten the pillows. I have to have a meeting. I have meetings about everything. You know. I guess I am the. I am the leader of the show, so I meet about everything. My meeting today is with Gary, Laura, my assistant, and Tracy. Because something set me off. Carol Leifer, who was our guest the other week, sent me a box of chocolate. So, I get a list of things that were sent in. So now probably that's a week old or something, or, I don't know how many days old.
It came in last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. So I got word today. So, I got to put a system in place where somebody back there goes, "Oh, Carol Leifer was a guest. She sent Howard a personal note and a gift." It should go right over to Howard.
Right.
In other words, we're not going to go through the usual system of putting... someone's got to be...
A week later, it'll show up at Howard's desk.
Somebody's got to be a little bit on top of that so that I can get and then I want to figure out how I can get a note to Carol Leifer real quick, a personal note. Like maybe I dictate it to either Tracy or Laura, and they, I don't know if any of them, Laura takes dictation. I can just go, "Hey, Carol, thanks so much. You were great." And then right away it gets acknowledged that we got her box of chocolates. Because that's really nice of her to do.
Doesn't fall into the black hole of, wow, I wonder if my gift got there.
Yeah. So then I called Laura last night. I said, "How do we get this done?" I said, "Let's have a conference call. Because if I don't conduct it, it'll never get done because no one takes it seriously."
Well, we would
unless
take
I
that.
do.
See, we would take that seriously
Yeah,
without
but
you. We
Gary,
really
how
would.
many years we've been doing this? 20-something years.
Right, but we have a
Nobody can figure out that, like, when Carol Leifer sends something, that I should know about it pretty quickly. I mean, who wants a box of chocolates sitting around for a week anyway?
It wasn't a week, Howard. It hasn't been a week. You knew yesterday. It got here late Wednesday afternoon, and you knew yesterday. That is some time,
Yeah.
but it's not a week.
I don't know. And then, like, it's sitting in your office. And, like, who opens the mail? You?
No, Tracy opens the mail.
Right.
She logs
Tracy
every.
says you get the box of chocolates.
No, that's not true.
That's what she said.
Tracy opens up all the mail.
Yeah.
She logs it in. So it's, Carol Leifer sent this,
Right.
and then everything comes through me just so I could see it, because some things I put in your bag that day.
Right.
Some things I just need to know that you're getting, even if you don't take them. I need to
Right.
know that somebody sent you a screener, whether you saw it or not.
Okay.
I need to know that a book came, so when they call, I can say, yeah, we saw the book.
See,
that's
I know I'm going to have a meeting today, and I'm never going to get to the bottom of this. I'm
You're
already
already
zoning out.
having the meeting, yeah.
I'm already zoning out. Like Gary,
we're in the meeting.
Like Gary's explaining it to me, and I just go, can't you just get this done?
It's like Jimmy talking about his breakup with Sarah.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like I just go, I don't know how to get it done, but you get it done.
But you get a list every day. I guess you just didn't see it quick
No,
enough. I
but
know
we
what you're
get the
saying.
list. By the time the list gets to me, and the time I get to read it, it's 5 days old.
Howard, I'm your man.
There's
Let me
certain things
open all the mail,
You have the meeting,
and I'll log it in.
Yeah.
No, what you're saying is certain things should get personal attention. Like they shouldn't
Right.
go through the system. You should just be
Yeah.
expedited to you that Carol Leifer sent.
Right, but you can't.
and then something should be triggered to say, Howard, you dictate this thank you note to Carol Leifer, and it'll be sent right out.
Right.
We have the address.
There's certain, when you
Yeah.
get them, these things need to be taken care of right away.
Like I noticed Letterman's got a system in place. Whenever I do anything for Letterman, there's a note that comes. It's typed, and it's like Dave from the desk of David Letterman, and it goes like, "Hey Howard, it was really good seeing you. Let's get together sometime." Blah 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 blah. David Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell, like he must. I don't even know that he writes it because it's typed. I don't even know that it's his thoughts. It seems like it's someone else is doing it for him.
Right.
But that's cool. I want that system. But I know I'm going to get on the phone today and be aggravated that I even have to take time to come up with a system. Like
Well, you
I shouldn't
shouldn't.
have
I mean,
to.
if would you believe me if I told you we will handle it? You wouldn't.
I would. How what are you going to do? Let me hear it.
Well, listen, this is the first you brought it up that you want something that quick, because usually we.
Wouldn't it be cool, like if I said to Carol Leifer, "Hey, that was really nice of you to send something. It was totally unnecessary, but man, you're the greatest, and
the
thank you."
hardest part of the system is deciding who fits the bill.
Right.
Like in other words,
Right.
if Mark Harris sends you something, does that fit the bill?
You answer the question. You answer your own question.
Probably not.
Okay.
But
So
I never
who
know
am I
with you.
talking? You
no,
think
I
I'm
never
talking
know
about
with you.
Mark Harris?
No, but I never know with you, because sometimes you
Wait,
go.
you don't know the difference between Mark Harris and Carol Leifer?
I know the difference between them. But,
I don't.
But sometimes.
Yes, you do.
No, sometimes to you.
All right,
you're like, don't
name a
treat-
name that you think you can't tell what to do. And then
Mark
you're gonna,
Harris must have been a bad example.
Right. If that's the example.
Beetlejuice send something, Gower.
I got to look at the schedule for the last couple of weeks.
All right.
No, that doesn't work. I was going to say D. Snyder.
All right. D. Snyder sends me something. What do you think is the answer?
You probably should know.
That's right.
Craig Gass.
What do you think?
You probably don't need to know.
Right.
You know already. You know. Now it's getting embarrassing.
Wait, this is an embarrassing game, isn't it?
Well, I didn't want to have the meeting off the air, but this is what happened.
This is getting embarrassing.
Oh my God!
Go ahead.
Craig Gass is on top of the Chrysler
Craig Gass
building.
would send me something. It would be in the list, and then I could respond to
First
it.
of all, I know Craig Gass. He ain't sending you something.
You don't need to know immediately.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't need to know
Well,
that
he
day.
was just about to. Now he just put it down.
See,
Right. So, like Jimmy Kimmel, obviously, yes.
right, and then I want someone to say to me, "Okay, do you have a note you want us to send Jimmy?" And I'll just say, "Here's."
All right, here's a better example. Lisa Lampanelli was here the other day.
Good.
And she handed you, while you were in here, she said, "Here's an autographed DVD and CD. I'd love, for you to watch." But it's in her mind, it's a gift.
Okay. What do you think the answer is on that one?
Probably not.
Right.
See, you already know.
You know the answer to this.
Yeah, but Robin, here's the point, and you know this because you've seen me for 25 years. I know till I don't know. And then when I don't know,
Right.
I'm the biggest dick in the
but
world.
even if you get it 99% of the time right,
meaningless.
you're helping me.
Fucking
No, you're
meaningless.
helping me.
No, because 1% will be the first 3 hours of the show.
Right, Gary's got a point.
No, listen. Okay.
Be honest.
Lisa Lampanelli is a great girl, but she gives me a DVD.
Okay.
I mean,
That didn't,
I'm talking
that's not
about.
out
Okay,
of
Lisa,
her.
this is Lisa Renna.
Go ahead.
Sends you her book.
Go ahead.
Hey, Howard, it's with a note. Howard, you're great. I think she sent the note something like, I couldn't wait for you to have this book. I think you're going to love it.
Okay.
Is that a gift or a promotional item?
What's your answer? What do you think?
I think it's a promotional item, but she sees it as a gift.
We know that. And you'll put that on the list, and if I want to write to Lisa Rinna, I'll write to Lisa Rinna.
Even though she sent you a personal note.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I'll read the personal note, and I'll figure out what to
But does anybody in here understand that Howard might go, Gary, Lisa Rinna sent me a fucking personal note.
Gary, you got
Well, I'll
it
tell you
right.
when it'll happen. If Lisa Rinna calls and said, "Did you ever get my book?"
Gary, You just got it 100% right. Every example you gave, you knew the answer to.
Yeah. But Robin hit it right.
Now, Gary, I'll give you an example.
But he also threw 95 great pitches out of 100.
Lisa Rinna comes in here, and she sends me an antique radio.
That's a yes.
Ah.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
I go here. Fran Drescher used to come in all the time. And
Go
then
ahead.
after she came in, I'm going to send you a gift. And she would send you those fucking croutons.
The pasta and the croutons.
Right.
It's a gift. Howard, I am sending you croutons because you're a good guy.
Okay. What do you think?
I think no.
Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm sending you croutons.
She's sending me the croutons, so I'll talk about them on the... But, okay, Fran Drescher comes in, and she's on the air talking about she just bought a Kindle, and she thinks it's the greatest thing. So then you get a personal note in the mail from Fran Drescher, and it says, Howard, I love being on the show. I want you to try a Kindle. I went out and got you one.
That's a yes. That's a resounding yes. Here's
so
one.
There you go.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is a tough one, but
go ahead.
Remember,
I bet you it's not tough.
Okay, remember the comedian Bobby Slayton?
I remember Bobby.
Bobby's wife owns a kids' clothing store.
Right.
Right. He sends you a box of clothes for your kids.
Go ahead.
So the answer.
What do you think?
Well, now it's tough.
Tell me what you think.
The answer is it's a yes, gift wise. But does Bobby make the cut celebrity-wise?
Now, think about it. He's promoting his wife's clothing line.
But it's still a big
do you
box.
think there's a real rush for me to get to Bobby Slayton on that one?
Yeah, but I'm sure your daughter's favorite designer is Norma Slayton.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Gary. What do you think? That can wait.
Teddy Slayton.
In other words, I'll get a note out to the guy, but, you know.
All right, but that's a tough one because he is a celebrity and it was a box of clothes.
Right.
You know what?
That box of clothes is going to end up in a garbage.
Let me tell you something. There's two things
I'm
that
going
are
to give it to
iffy.
charity, which is 99% of what I do around
So
here.
I'm gauging the level of the celebrity and the quality of the gift.
The only one you got wrong so far is Carol Leifer's chocolates. That's it.
Which started this.
The real one.
There's
Yeah,
two
the real
things.
one.
There's two things that are iffy: whether or not Bobby's a celebrity and whether or not those are clothes.
Right.
Gary, you missed one very important aspect. If Howard was single, you give him anything Lisa Rinna said.
Right.
Right.
Tracy-
Oh, when I was single, it was terrible.
I know,
Gary
I can
and I had meetings about that. It was
that
so
was
embarrassing.
so uncomfortable, Howard. That was-
Really?
When I was single and there was a hot chick on the show and I wanted to go out with her, I would somehow say on the air, hey, yeah, you know, you should get me your number. And then
That's a good
Gary,
code.
Then Gary would walk in and I go, Gary, did you get the number from her? And he goes, you wanted me to get the number?
I missed the signal on one very important person.
Yeah,
I
he missed
it.
a lot of signals.
And Howard goes, because I remember Howard goes, you got the number? And I go, you were serious? Because what the fuck is wrong with you?
But get the number is like if Joe Girardi's steal sign was, look, steal.
I felt bad, too. 'cause I
Artie,
didn't want to
you
put- I
go
didn't
in the
want-
green room and get a fucking number from somebody.
No, look, listen, Teddy tried it for me a couple of times.
It's embarrassing.
But Howard, can I ask you a
know
question?
what? And the problem is, nobody's going to say no to giving you the number.
Well, first of all, they're giving me the number, so that's
Right.
already creepy.
Yeah.
But
They're giving
nobody's
you the
going to
number.
say no. You don't know whether they really, you don't know whether you're forcing these people to give you a number or not.
I was too busy or lazy to date, so it was a perfect dating opportunity.
Absolutely.
If I
you
could
took
just
full advantage.
If I could do everything on the air, I was fine. It was like, wow, this is cool. I'm on the air. I met a nice, attractive girl. She said something about her phone number on the air after I badgered her.
I have a phone number.
Yeah, okay. Gary, did you get that?
I have a phone, Howard.
Do you own a phone, or are you a heroin addict whose mother took away their phone?
Gary,
Well, you don't want my
listening?
number.
Right.
But, Howard, let me ask you a question, because I think the fans are interested in this.
Yes.
In that crazy time you said you had, sort of womanizing,
Yeah.
how many girls that were on this show did you bang?
I don't
That you
know.
met on the show?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Like maybe
Under 5?
Yes.
All right.
Right, Gary?
I got 3 in my head right now. I'm telling you right now. And I got one in my head that you don't even know that I know.
Let's double that number then.
All right.
It's like a drink.
It's like a chick telling you her weight.
I don't think there was a lot, honestly.
I'm talking about that he met for the first time on the show.
Well, there's one that jumps to mind for sure.
There were a couple I'm thinking of I was working, but I never even got around to. Either they just didn't like me that way.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, maybe you might be right. But there are three that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm not thinking that hard.
I wonder what three you're thinking of. Because you should write them down.
two for sure.
Write them down and hand them to me. I'll give them to Howard.
Yeah, don't even write it down. You know what? That's water under the bridge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're married. You're getting
Why
married.
go back there?
I'm happy. I do have a great wife. It was great last night.
We love her.
We watched it. You do?
We
do
do.
people generally
He's
like her,
acting
or
like
are they
he's in the
afraid?
marriage,
No,
too.
you know what?
Do you think there's anyone afraid to say they don't love her?
No. Here's the
Besides
deal.
Sal?
But he's acting like he's in the marriage too. We love her.
But in
Well,
a way,
he is in the marriage.
Hold on, in a way, I am, and I'm going to tell you why, Robin.
Really?
I'll tell you why I'm in the marriage in a strange way.
He is.
I have a friend who worked for a big celebrity for a long period of time, and then that celebrity got divorced, and his life was miserable.
Okay.
Because that celebrity was miserable.
Okay.
And his life was miserable. So
I
if
see.
Howard were not happy,
You're
we would all be
miserable.
fucking unhappy. So the fact that he's happy, I'm in a great marriage.
So, Gary, Howard's pretty upset that it took so long for him to get the package, I guess, from Carol Leifer. And he wants to implement, like, a new system. Have you figured out what you're going to do exactly?
Yeah, Tracy and I spoke about it. The truth is there is a system in place. An email is sent to Laura every day telling her what came in the mail that day. So I guess it's my job to point it out more than Laura's job to point it out. But, I mean, he gets a list every day. He just doesn't look at it every day. So I guess they just want us to expedite it and say, hey, you should notice that Carol Leifer, but not Craig Gass, Jimmy Kimmel, but not Mark Harris, sent you an important package.
So you're saying that if he would have looked at it earlier, he would have seen it? It was definitely on the
Right, if he would
list?
have looked at it, he would have seen it, but he's saying, I don't get to look at it every day. He's saying, I'm telling you, I don't look at it every day, so give me a bigger heads up. It's more of a discussion. I don't think he was, he's not necessarily angry. It's just, sort of putting it all together. But it's done.
I'm Jesse James. I'm here to do the Howard Stern Show, and pretty excited. Been a Howard Stern fan since like the late 80s.
Oh, so you're a big fan?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
so, well, I was bodyguard and spent a lot of time in New York, and I think Rick Rubin turned me onto it. He had like cassette tapes of like when Howard, of the old show, when he got like booted off, and like wore him out on tour buses listening to him, so it's
Nice,
pretty
man.
cool.
So this is a pretty big occasion for you then.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. It's actually, I usually just breeze through this stuff because most people that interview me are dipshits and like I just talk smack to them. But this one, I'm like, fuck.
All right, Jesse James also was on Celebrity Apprentice, used to be a real badass.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I've been reading about this guy,
Like
Jesse
how
James.
badass?
He was a real badass. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, nice to meet you. Pleasure.
That's a badass?
He's a badass.
He's a badass.
Jesse James is a badass.
Yeah, you fuck with him, Robin.
Yeah, fuck with him and see how far you
Hi,
get.
Robin.
Yeah.
Hi there, how are you?
Robin wore extra cleavage for you.
Trying to steal you away.
Hey, can I tell you why I was laughing when I brought him in? Tim came to the green room. Tim never says hello to the guests. Tim came to the green room, and he just goes, dude, you're my idol. And he just started talking like how much he loves Jesse James and how Jesse's his idol.
Why is Jesse James Tim Sabian's idol? Like, I could see why.
As we were walking in, Tim was just like reeling off stuff, and he goes, that bike you made in Afghanistan?
Tim, what do you know about bikes? I mean,
he's a Well, I've had bikes all my life as a kid,
I didn't know
Harleys
that.
and all that kind of thing. And
You
I can see by him he's a biker.
You can tell.
Yeah, right. I'm bad, But the Do you have stuff that he socks built on with your loafers. No,
Yeah, Jesse, he's a skinny, fruity executive.
Exactly right. But he Needs a just man builds the purse. coolest bikes. I mean, if you saw his stuff, it's just absolutely amazing what you do. So it's an art. It's
he's one of your heroes.
Oh,
Okay,
he's
right.
one of the greatest bike builders ever.
Tim
in
was
car builders.
Tim was a Mongol. I don't know if you know that. Honorary Mongol.
Card carrying.
Card carrying.
Actually, I think Tim was in the Chingaling.
Jesse, nice to have you on the show. Now, how did you get to be? Where'd you grow up?
In California, Long Beach.
And were you a kid who was always into building cars and motorcycles? Were you just one of those kids who were just freaky into that stuff?
Yeah, my dad was like a antique dealer, and I never had any money, and I wanted cool stuff, and I had to learn how to get it myself or make it.
Wow.
But you were one of those kids that you didn't go to college or anything, right?
I went to college for 2 years and played football,
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
But then weren't you a Hell's Angel for a while? You were part of the motorcycle club? You were never a Hell's Angel?
No, I was a bodyguard for like 7 years. Actually, I have to tell you right now, like, this is, to me, I feel like I've finally made it. If I could do your show, I've done like 60 Minutes and everything else, but just to be sitting here, it's like, whoa, man!
Oh, that's great.
On the Howard Stern show.
I love that. I actually met your wife, Sandra Bullock, on her movie set one time.
Yeah,
attractive woman.
Yeah,
Not a
she
bad
told me
deal.
she called you up one time and gave you some shit for a long time ago.
Did she?
Yeah, we talked to her on the phone once.
Yeah.
She called from the set, yeah.
Why'd she give me shit?
She's German.
And you were goofing on her, so she called from the set.
Right.
Oh, she gave it to me. She put me in my place.
Yeah.
Amazing how easily I cave
No, but
in.
you know, I was a bodyguard and spent a lot of time. The first person I ever worked for was Rick Rubin, and he had these like cassette tapes of your show from like the '80s, and this was in the late '80s, and we used to have them on tour buses and listen to
that's
them.
cool.
And it was like, being from LA and California, you know, radio's pretty generic, but hearing like this dude that got kicked off for
dirty words.
Yeah.
Did you? So you go to college for 2 years, you play football, you get out of there, and you're trying to figure out how to make it as a young man, and you become a bodyguard. Is that the way it goes?
Well, I did security all through high school. You know, I used to work at a racetrack called Ascot.
Right.
And then on the weekends, I worked at Golden Apple Comics up in Melrose, and I did security for Bill Leibowitz.
But then you get into guarding like some famous people. You were Madonna's bodyguard for a while.
Yeah,
right?
Rick Rubin offered me a job, not as a bodyguard, but doing special projects.
What does that mean?
Collecting money.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Is
and
that
then,
right?
What was he doing?
Yeah, what was he up to?
Just producing, you know,
Right.
doing Deaf American Records, and then pretty soon they asked me to go on tour because promoters weren't paying and people were ripping them off. And then,
wow,
it was in the late '80s when violent metal started getting really big and kids were getting really hurt at shows, and so
Right.
they kind of wanted me to come in and.
So that's how you made your living? You were the guy.
Yeah, I did
you were the
it.
collector.
And then I traveled all the way around the world, and like in 5 years, about 10 times, and the whole time on the road, all I was doing was going to motorcycle shops and buying parts, and that was kind of what I did. You know, when I was off the road, I'd work on my bike in my mom's garage, and I finally just got tired of it.
Did you ever have to beat the shit out of people when you were a bodyguard?
No, I'm a non-violent person.
No, come on. You're a violent guy, right?
Well, back in the late 80s, early 90s, you could still, like, duke it out, and it was like mutual combat, and nobody sued each other. So.
Did you ever have to go to jail or anything?
No.
Never. You had to think about it. That's funny. I do.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
because
what could you mistake for jail in that thought?
Yeah, right. Because you said on Celebrity Apprentice that one of the reasons you wanted to do it was because you wanted to apologize to figure skater Scott Hamilton because when you were a young man, you stole his car.
Yeah.
Right? So that was a big thing for you.
Well,
So
they begged me to do the show, the producers and casting people, for like 2 years.
Right.
And, I mean, I'm never going to do that show. I'm too busy, and it's just not me. But they said, we have Scott Hamilton. I said, okay, I'll do it.
Right, because you wanted to apologize to him.
Yeah, and I figured I would. I always felt bad because he's a little skater dude.
How did you come to steal Scott Hamilton's car? Was that your line of work for a while? Were you a car thief?
Well, you know, I was kind of like a crab trying to get out of a barrel. You know, when I was a kid, my parents let me fend for myself. And
how old were you when you were on your own?
I moved out when I was 15.
No kidding. Where was your dad and mom? I mean, what was their story?
They kind of split up when I was 5, and they're kind of that beatnik generation where,
Right.
like, you know, kids are a drag, and you know.
yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so, you know, I mean, honestly, I did a lot of stuff that I'm not really proud of.
How
you know?
old were you when you stole Scott Hamilton's car?
I was 17.
Yeah.
You know, and that was, you know, I only did it because I had parts off of it sold, and I was looking for one, and someone knew of one that was at Ice Capades in San Diego, and so.
Where do you move when you're 15? When your parents basically throw you out of the house, where do you move to? I mean, how do you make? I mean, at 15, I couldn't even wipe my ass.
I moved in with my girlfriend and her mom.
Oh, they let you in.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
And her mom was like, you know,
pretty amazing lady that, like...
That's amazing.
She, like, was the first time that I ever had, like, someone tell me, look, hey, you need to get your shit together. And you're going to live in my house. You're not going to screw around. And
you were allowed to live in your girlfriend's house? Were you allowed to sleep in the same room with her and bang her?
No, they had a guest house. They let me in. And she also had a boyfriend. The mom had a boyfriend that lived there, so...
How cool is that? That some woman would take you in just because you're with... Probably, I mean, that's unbelievable to me.
But how do you get into the house? Because he's banging the girlfriend in the house.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the mom's got it. You were banging your girlfriend.
It was high school. I was 15,
You were banging your girlfriend at that time, right? So she'd sneak into the guest house.
No,
that would never go.
Nothing like that.
You were listen. You didn't want to jeopardize the one place you could live.
Yeah, and it was one of those situations. If you look at it on the outside, it's like, wow, yeah, you're so lucky. But her mom was actually no BS and kind of like.
But they had a guest house. I mean, that's a wealthy
nice,
chick.
Yeah.
Well, it was not even. It was like a little house on their garage. A little one bedroom that was like 10 feet wide. And
Have you always been great with women? I mean, you were voted the 50 sexiest men in America. I know you were married to the beautiful, stunning, who I wish I could have had sex with, Janine Lindemuller for a while, the famous porn star. Did you get attracted to her from our show since you were a fan? I mean, had you heard her on our show?
No, I never really. I met her through a friend and didn't really. I never really saw her on this show,
I see. Because to me, she's one of the sexiest broads on the planet. I mean, I know you're divorced now and you're married to Sandra Bullock.
But beautiful, right?
But fucking beautiful girl, and must have been a monster in bed. And I know she's into chicks, so she was probably bringing you chicks, right?
Sometimes things aren't what they seem.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you going to, ruin the fantasy?
No, I won't ruin the fantasy.
Is that right? It wasn't... in other words, the fantasy I have of Janine is not only... Well, she's beautiful, no question. But the fantasy I always had was, okay, she's into girls. I know she brings girls home. And... I figured you were having the time of your life. Like, I would have sat there and said, oh, my God, if I could be him, if I could just, be married to Janine, it'd be unbelievable the fun I'd be having.
Yeah, but then, real life and reality kicks in. And, I think it's
not as sexual, you're saying, as you think it would be?
I look at the situation now. I think I got in that relationship. I was married for 10 years.
Right.
And got out of that, and that was the first serious relationship I got into after being married for 10 years. And I think I more got into that relationship for everybody else.
Because
so guys like you would think I was cool.
So exactly, that's true. That can happen. You're like, hey, I'm
check this out.
You almost
everybody expects me to be having this life,
and
even though you think something is wrong with the relationship, you go, it can't be anything wrong because everyone's jealous of me.
Everything's really, really great and awesome and amazing while things are good.
Right.
But when it starts to spiral out of control, so much so that I feel like I'm losing it and going crazy, then it was. I think my basic synopsis of the situation, was amazing. I fell head over heels for this amazing, beautiful woman.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it started going bad and ended like nuclear warfare. And at the end of the day, we have this amazing daughter.
But what could have gone so bad?
You know what? I don't really want to say anything bad about her. She's in jail.
I know. Did you hear when she called in? She called our show.
And hey, if she's right here, by all means, I'll talk right to her face.
Right. But, it was pretty bitter. She didn't say anything bad about you. She was grateful that you're going to watch her, your daughter together, that you had together. So she's pretty thrilled about that because Janine's in jail for tax evasion.
Yeah.
Did you get caught up in that at all? I mean, that whole tax evasion thing?
A little bit.
You must have been thrilled with that.
Well, yeah, it's good when the IRS gets pointed in your direction for no reason.
Yeah, it's great. Huh?
Yeah, you know what? But the whole situation, it's like, hopefully, I hope when she goes through all this stuff, and she's pretty much hit rock bottom, that she I know there's a really great person and mom in there somewhere. It's just got to come out.
Yeah, it's weird though. Was it weird for you being married to a porn star for a while? Is it that guys think that they can have their way with your wife? And
I think it she'd been retired for 5 years.
Right.
And so it wasn't really on the tip of your tongue. It wasn't like she's a current huge star. You know, it was like over in the past, and
Right.
she was changing. But then, you know, I think it's harder for her to be in that kind of spotlight. You know.
Would you recommend that a guy marry a porn star, or do you think that they have too many problems that it's just too much of a thing to overcome?
Just buy the DVD.
Just buy the
Oh.
DVD. Yeah,
Don't
right.
even go there.
Yeah.
Just buy the DVD.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better to beat off.
Yeah.
Was it hard for your current wife, Sandra, to get over the fact that you were married to a porn star? Did that almost destroy your new relationship in the sense that she couldn't take you seriously because you had been married to a porn star?
Well, I've been 100% honest with her and upfront about everything. Like right from the get-go, where like some of the things I had to tell her at the beginning of our relationship.
Right.
Like, hey, I was with a porn star. Hey, we're having a kid.
Right.
And all this stuff. And like several points, I expected her just to turn around and run.
Yeah, because that's right. Your wife, your porn star wife, was pregnant when you met Sandra, right? And it was like your marriage was ending. So that's a tough situation. Taking up with a guy who's just
but
ending a marriage.
We were already apart like 7 months before that. And, you know, finding out like when she was like 6 months pregnant, you know, it's like, guess what? And I'm like, bullshit, you know, like.
But that could almost destroy a relationship,
Yeah,
especially with Sandra Bullock.
It's been really hard, but it's a testament to what an amazing woman Sandy is, you know.
Well, how do you meet Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, that's cool because I tell you something. I met Sandra Bullock for 2 seconds. This is before you, and I was thinking maybe if she comes on to me, you know, that'd be a pretty good hookup.
Sure.
I mean, wow.
Well, yeah,
hot.
she's married to me, so it's got to give guys like you hope, because I'm just a knucklehead like you.
Yeah, I'm probably a bigger knucklehead than you. You at least can build a motorcycle. What do I do?
But how do you meet her?
Yeah,
I mean,
how did you
even, and what happens? How do you get to date Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, that's good. Tell the guys in my audience so they can meet like a Sandra Bullock.
So went through nuclear warfare.
In your marriage.
And like swore that, okay, I'm just going to be this 50-year-old single guy.
Right.
You know, I'm done. 2 marriages, I'm done. I'm not getting married a third time.
Yeah, after 2 marriages, you start to say it's not working.
You know, and I was like, that's it. You know, and a couple months had passed, and she contacted my office and wanted to bring her godson for a tour of the shop because he was a big fan of Monster Garage and West Coast Choppers and stuff like that. And I kind of, okay, cool, whatever. You know, I kind of automatically figured she's probably a bitch. You know, fancy Hollywood chick, and like, and she brought him, and I talked to her for like 5 minutes, and it was like, you know, never in a million years would she be any kind of I mean, she's amazing and beautiful, and but I would never like go for that type of girl. I've always, you know, kind of
wilder chicks.
Blondes with big boobs.
Right, yeah.
You know, I'll take that one.
Yeah,
you know, I've never put any thought to any woman I've been with other than superficial features, you know, and I never ever like thought, you know, hey, that looks like someone good I could spend time with, you know, but this, I like something triggered in my head, and I was like, wow, you know, that's, you know, she's smart, and she looks you in the eye when she talks to you, and she
ain't bad looking.
Yeah. You know, and so I kind of contacted her assistant, said, hey, I want to ask her out.
Wow,
take
you're
some balls.
ballsy.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know where that came from, but then I asked her out, and she said no.
She said no. Not interested. Why? Because do you think because, hey, you know, you're some like motorcycle dude, and you're also getting out of a marriage with a porn star and all that other stuff?
Well, I don't think she knew that much about me, and you know, just
why do you think she said no?
Probably because she's smart.
But did she? So when I get a no, that's no. I'm like,
you
I'll
don't
give
go
up.
back again. How does it wind up being a date? How did you kept going back?
Hey, you know, squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah, huh?
So I you know, we kind of emailed back and forth for a couple months, and it was.
Well, wait a second. She says no.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you start emailing back and forth?
I had her email address that she gave me, and we just started going back and forth, and it was the first time ever in any relationship that I ever have been in that was like a courtship.
Right.
And I really got to know her, and she got to know me, because she automatically thought I was like a bigot and a racist, and like, you know. And
why? Because you're into bikes?
Well, just, I mean, you look at me, you know.
I kind of thought
I
that
look
when you
like
were
Daniel Carver's kid.
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd come in here and say the N-word or something. I don't know.
No, but I grew up, you know, I grew up in Long Beach and was born in Linwood, you know, an all-black neighborhood, and like, you know, I thought my name was Wedo when I was a kid because all the Mexicans used to call me that. And like,
so you didn't have any real racial bias. In other words, you might fit in with some of her Hollywood-type friends, it turns out.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Right. So you're writing, emailing back and forth. So how did she finally give in?
Yeah, and we just eventually went out to dinner, and like it was a great time. And you know, she kind of asked me like, you know, when do you want to go out again? I said tomorrow.
Well, that's the move. Yeah. And now, the whole time you were emailing her, you didn't see any other chicks or anything? Like you were really that focused, or you were going out with girls?
No.
No one. You went without.
Kind of swore it off.
How long did you go without? Let's call it something nice. Pussy. How long did you go without it? How long were you free of sex?
Probably about 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Wow. How did you last?
No.
Really, how long? Like months?
Yeah, it was a couple months probably.
So you were focused on Sandra.
Oh, I think you know, it was just, I don't know, it was awesome.
Wow.
You know, it's awesome to like, you know, I've always put hard work first in every aspect of my life to be successful in business and TV shows and all that stuff. And I've never put hard work in a relationship, like never ever like applied my work ethic to making a relationship work. And like, you know, I guess you have to listen to chicks. It's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, when they talk, you have to like look at them and listen. And like,
how do you learn that stuff?
Yeah.
Nobody teaches you.
And then when they ask you, like when a woman asks you, hey, you want to go look at furniture and go to the gardening store today? You got to go, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Like you got to, in other words, sometimes be interested in what they're in, even though you don't necessarily care about it that much.
Yeah.
So that first...
And you have to talk to them.
Yeah, I know. That's the drag. No, but in all seriousness, the first dinner, did you get to kiss her?
No.
You did not? How long before you get to actually kiss her?
I think it was on like the second date.
Second date.
And she kissed me.
No kidding. Yeah,
she took charge.
Yeah.
She just started doing...
Kind of caught me off guard, too.
Yeah, I know. You're probably thinking in the back of your mind, gee, she's been in all these movies with like all these really good-looking Hollywood actors and stuff. There's no way she's going to fall for me, right? There's just no way. I would be so goddamn insecure. I mean, she's been around every good-looking dude on the planet. I don't even know who she dated.
None of those dudes can weld.
That's true. You know what? Stick them on an island. Could they build transportation? No way.
She'd better stick with you.
They can't fix the microwave like I can when it breaks.
You actually are a man. You're a real man, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, compared to a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
They're very twinky, some of those guys. So did she lay down any rules? When you start to get in a relationship with her, she's got publicists, she's got all kinds of things. She's a super famous actress making $17 million a film. It's almost like Pretty Woman in reverse. You've got to get the rules read to you, right?
You know, I think there's a certain level of respect that you don't have, you know, if you love someone and respect them, you don't have to lay down rules, you know.
First time you make love to her, you're like, oh, my God, I'm with Sandra Bullock. That's what I'd be. I don't even know if I could function.
How long does that take?
Were you, like, just freaked out?
I'm not talking about that.
Come on.
You guys got enough.
Seriously, she's the best lover of your life?
Absolutely, hands down.
Look at this.
Yep.
Keeps it real, huh?
Yep.
And you've been with some people.
You've been around.
Not
Did
really.
her people try to break you guys up at all at first?
Well, all of her friends, absolutely, like 100%. Like, no way, we're putting a stop to this. This is no good. And
even I was going to call her and put a stop to it.
Really?
Said, what are you doing, honey? No, I don't know her. I had no idea what was going on. I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? It must be a great life. What do you guys do all day anyway?
Well,
you're working all the time, right?
Yeah, both of us work, and you know, we surprisingly live a normal life. We just, you know,
got a big house.
Not big. You know?
But how do they do the finances? Because she, you know,
she makes
has
a ton of dough. I mean, you make a great living, but the fact of the matter is, she's got a ton of dough. What do? You keep it separate, or you have a joint fund?
Everything's totally separate.
I mean, that's got to be complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so the electric bill comes into the house. What do you do?
Who gets it?
Does the bill go to you? Does it go to her?
We flip a coin.
No, I'm being serious. How do you work that out? I mean, at some point in a relationship, how do you work that out?
Howard's all worried about the financial stuff.
But
like
in a way,
a Jewish stereotype playing itself out. I need the accounting. Let's see it.
No, but Jesse, in a sense, it's true. You're the guy. You're supposed to like handle all that stuff. But she's sitting there making $17 million a film. I mean, it's kind of silly for you to have to pay that stuff. If I may be your lawyer, I mean, you know what I mean?
But just got a pen and paper.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do when the bills come in?
Well, I pay my bills. She pays hers.
And then what about the joint bills? What about the electric? You're both using the lighting. I mean,
you know what?
not get any light.
If you love someone and as much as I love her, nothing's an issue in that respect. We just handle our own stuff, and some stuff I pay for, some stuff she pays for.
Prenup though, you got to sign, right?
With what?
You got to, when you get married to Sandra Bullock, the both of you got to work that out ahead of time. There's no way, especially you've been married 2 times before. You got to sit down and have that tough discussion. That can't be easy. Believe me, I know.
It was, everything about it was totally easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lawyer came with a big phone
and I
book
think
worth of paper.
it's a test, to people that kind of have, perceived success in their field. We both are strong, and we don't, I think when it's lopsided, when you're marrying someone that's like a remora,
right?
And then you're gonna be sweating all the details. But her and I we're.
And you got a motorcycle shop, right?
Yeah, a little one.
A little one. No, you like a leading guy in this whole thing, right? I mean, you're the guy, right?
The leading guy.
You're the leading guy.
Yeah.
You build a motorcycle.
I build the best bikes in the world, hands down.
Big business. How many people you got working for you?
Probably about 40 or 50.
No kidding. That's nice.
How many people you got working here? Jesus, what's the payroll here?
About 150 people. I'm not kidding.
Just for
payroll's $40.
And we don't make a thing.
Yeah, nobody gets paid.
Yeah.
You know what an honor it is to work here?
Nice. Interns.
I mean, listen, this is fantastic. Now, you've got Jesse James. Now, by the way, why the name Jesse James? That's not your real name.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't. James is your last name. You legally changed your name. What were you born as?
Mohammed.
No, come on. What was your
my
your
name's
name?
Jesse
Greg?
James, man.
That was your
my middle
birth
name's
name.
Greg.
Oh, okay. So
there's 7 Jessies in the family, and we all go by our middle names, so it's not confusing.
It is Jesse Gregory James.
Yeah,
You're
and
absolutely right. You do know your own name.
Yeah, my immediate family calls me Greg just to save confusion, and
Yeah, are you still talking to your mom and dad now that you're famous and well married?
No, I had them killed.
Well, I mean, seriously, Jesse, you don't talk to them, right?
I don't talk. My dad and I don't have any kind of relationship, but my mom is great. And
why is your mom great? If she let you leave the house at 15 and kind of booted you out the door, why is she great?
Because in the last couple of years, she's came around and started being a great grandma.
Yeah, I guess, but nevertheless, I mean, now it's easy to love you.
I was
successful.
hesitant. I was hesitant at first, because so much stuff we've been through, and the whole tornado of the relationship with Janine, killed a lot of stuff with my family, and
right.
But I think you have to, if long as your parents are willing to make the effort and.
But why did your family abandon you when you were going through all your hard times with Janine? I mean, why would they turn on you? Why wouldn't they support you? I don't get it.
Well, that didn't start with Janine. That started when I was like 5. And I was done with my family when I was 15. I bolted and went on my own. And
did you go into therapy years later? Because I mean, when your family isn't
therapy.
I'm being serious.
I went to court-ordered therapy one time when I was like 14 after I got out of jail.
Yeah.
And I threw a chair through the window.
You had some anger, huh?
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever went. So.
But why would therapy make you angry? In other words, you've got to be pissed off at your parents for doing this to you. I mean, that's a tough thing when you're 15.
I spent a lot of years being pissed and angry.
Right.
And I think a lot of the stuff I did, like stealing cars and getting in trouble, was kind of lashing out.
Right.
But now I kind of understand it, and I think you see someone with some fame and stuff, you think it's like a Lindsay Lohan situation and her folks or whatever, but it's my parents were like only speaking like my dad and my sister, they were gone like long before that. They had tried to steal from me like when I was like 19, so.
The old man, has he tried to get in touch with you recently since, you're married to Sandra Bullock, you got successful television show, the whole thing?
I don't know. I've never heard from him.
Never?
So, no.
Do you know if he's alive?
Well, you got to respect him for that.
Do you know? Yeah, I do respect him for that. Do you know if he's alive?
Yeah, he's alive. I'm pretty sure.
How do you know that?
Because I haven't been sent a funeral bill yet.
Right. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Now, Jesse James is going to be on Jesse James is a Dead Man. Now, what does that mean, Jesse James is a dead man?
Well, we started, Monster Garage ended like in 2005.
Right. Fred, you must be a big Monster Garage guy, right?
I'm a big fan of Jesse's, too. I thought he was like, and I think I wish he had punched that guy on
The Apprentice, who was asking those. Who's that guy? That Piers Morgan.
Piers, yeah, the teabag dude.
I don't watch that show. What happened with Piers Morgan?
They were just kind of being dicks and like trying. Him and Donald Trump are like trying to press me to bring Sandy onto that show.
You're not going to do that.
Yeah, it was
and you know something? The lamest excuse that Donald could give to fire him is because he wouldn't bring, Sandra on the show. And I'm like, that's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I mean, you were on the show. Doesn't mean Sandra Bullock's going to be on the show, right? I mean, it doesn't mean you come in a package. I didn't yell at you for not bringing her today, right?
No.
No, you. That's absurd. You were kicked off The Apprentice because you didn't bring Sandra Bullock on?
Well, I remember what Donald said. He said, well, you didn't bring her on for the big charity thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't see you bringing her on in the next couple of weeks, so you're fired.
Yeah, they kind of made themselves look like assholes.
Yeah.
But that's not hard for them.
So, Fred, you're a big fan of those bikes?
I'm a big fan of chopper building as an art form. I think he's one of the leaders in that field.
What bike do you ride? Let's see if Jesse has any respect for you.
He's not going to know. It doesn't care because I'm not a chopper rider. I ride a Triumph.
Nice.
I'm not a hog guy.
I'm too big for Triumphs. I look like an oaf on it.
So what the idea of a personalized chopper is? In other words, you build it's a one of a kind.
It's like if you went and had a tailor-made suit,
right,
to fit you. We kind of tailor-make bikes for customers. They'll come. Like we built one for Shaq. And he's 7'3".
Well, he would need one.
Yeah,
is a guy like me a pussy because I don't ride a motorcycle? I'm afraid I'd hurt my leg or something like that, or roll off and get killed. You know what I mean? I actually have fear.
Well, you know what? I built a lot of bikes for guys like you.
Yeah.
Jesse, did they make them with training wheels?
Yeah, you build a
I'll admit it. I'm afraid. Let me ask you about motorcycle
But
riding.
I've seen guys like you that have come in the shop, and I'm like, oh man, who's this motherfucker coming in here? Like they got like a shiny Rolex and driving a BMW, and then I'll build them a bike.
Yeah.
I'll build them a bike, and it's kind of like it makes their personality come out of like who they really want to be, and like all of a sudden they got they're growing a little beard. And like,
in other words, you would say I'd be less feminine if I had a bike.
I think I could see you riding a bike.
You could.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my fear of riding a bike. I know a lot of guys who ride bikes, and they always have a story of an accident, and the ones that survive either have brain damage or I have one friend who is a big bike rider. He has pins in his legs, and this guy's a real,
I got pins in my legs.
No kidding, from falling off a bike.
Bikes, race cars, stuff like that.
Do you do hardcore stunts, right? What is this? Jesse's stunts on the show include riding a nitromethane-fueled motorcycle at 200 miles an hour.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
What, are you like Johnny Knoxville? Do you have the death wish as well?
No, I think this stuff that we're doing on the show is more challenges and stuff that's mentally and physically demanding. I think Jackass is great. I love that show, and I love Nitro Circus.
Right.
But it's more buffoonery of like hurling yourself off to something and stuff that's over in a split second. I want stuff that's going to be like, okay, I have to train for months to get ready to do this, and
a nitromethane-fueled motorcycle at 200 miles an hour, riding a motorcycle in minus 60-degree temperatures in the Arctic and leading the police on a high-speed chase. Are you insane? I mean, seriously, do you think you're crazy?
No, man, I'm lucky.
But doesn't even sound like fun, riding in the Arctic.
If I'm living the life you're living, you're successful. You've worked out all your issues with your parents. You're married to Sandra Bullock, one of the most successful actresses in Hollywood, and beautiful. You got great kids. I mean, what are you doing? What, you're going to risk your life doing this stuff?
Hey, man, life's only a one-lap race.
Is that true?
We only get one lap.
And
so you could either just sit here and talk about stuff all the time, or you could build a bike and put your chick on it and go ride. And I think it's
Am I a mama's boy because I don't do this?
You know what? I think it's great that you're scared of it, because that means you'll love it that much more when you actually do it.
Well, I think I'll love it more when you do it.
When you get over your fear and you jump on a bike and you take your chick up to like New Hampshire or wherever. I mean, you live in the best riding place in the planet.
Right.
And put your chick on it, and you get it, and you kind of squint your eyes, and you could feel the sun on your skin, and like...
There's no better feeling to you.
Ed, you would love it. I can tell your personality because I've built bikes for guys like you.
Guys like me?
All of a sudden,
yeah.
Like... He'd come in and he'd kick over the trash can. And like,
yeah, I would come to life.
Look, motherfuckers, we need to get some shit straight around here.
Watching American Idol?
Yeah.
I like American Idol.
You watch it too, right?
I've watched every episode.
Do you vote?
Did you vote? I voted last night. If you don't vote, then you can't complain about who your idol is.
I sent 5701 to vote last night.
Did you?
Me too. 5701. I can prove it to you.
I got it. You could go get my pager from the green
Want to
room.
see mine? I'll prove it to you.
Yeah.
How many times did you vote last night?
Just once.
I voted 3 times.
We're kicking you out of the club.
Yeah. You know, I hear what you're saying. I could see me riding on the back of your bike with my arms wrapped around you. You know what I mean? And my hair blowing in the wind.
All snuggled
I
up.
can see it. It might be kind of romantic.
With his little thong hanging out of the back of his
He'll
pants.
have the girl helmet on.
Dave, you're on the air. You're on with Jesse James. The big show is Jesse James is a dead man. Evidently, he's going to do things on there that only real men like myself can dream of. You're a Superman.
Do you ever think you would get off the couch and ride a motorcycle?
No, I'm too afraid. I'm too much.
We'll hook up. I'll make him do it. Yeah, we'll leave him stranded somewhere, and the only way he's going to get back is to get on a bike and ride home.
Maybe if you throw that wife of yours on the back of my bike, I might take a spin. I don't know. Let's go to Dave. Dave, you're on with Jesse James.
Hey, Howard. How are you doing?
All right.
Good. Hey, Jesse. How are you?
What's up, man?
Hey, man. I big fan of yours and been riding bikes since I was 4 years old, and I got to agree with you, to Howard. There, he's got to get on a bike and experience it because it's.
You know what's funny about this? There's a lot of guys out there riding bikes and living the wild life. Fred.
I love it.
And where am I in all this?
You got to just do it.
Missing it, Howard. Missing it.
You know what? I think I'm too much of a mama's boy. My mother had tremendous fear. You're not riding.
My parents told me that if I ever got a bike, I'd be kicked out of the house. Well, fuck it. I moved out and then got a bike.
You're a rebel. You're your own man.
Yeah.
But do you ever think of confronting your fears?
Absolutely not. You want to know something, though? Yes, I do.
One time he picked a hangnail, and it went all the way.
You want to know
it
something,
went past
Jesse?
the nail bed.
Jesse, in a way, you're right. In a way, you're right. I'm going to be honest with you right now.
He's going to go to bed without brushing his teeth.
I am so full of fear. Jesse, I am so full of fear that, do you know, when I first started to run, I run. That's my exercise. And when I start to run, I would hear my mother's voice in my head saying, you can't run in the rain. You'll get cold, you'll get sick, and you'll die.
This guy's laughing.
And Jesse, as you took up motorcycles and riding at 200 miles an hour, what I did was I ran in the rain. And Jesse, I consider this
crazy style.
Yeah. And you think I'm joking?
Were you wearing dolphin shorts?
I considered myself a rebel at that point. Now, mind you, I was 40 years old, and I thought, wow, look at me, I'm running in the rain. I don't care.
F you, Ma.
If I get an F you.
How serious?
Hey, Jesse.
How serious are you about it?
You want to know something, Jesse?
When you come to a stoplight, do you keep running in place?
I do. You know what, Jesse? I'll tell you what. Here's my analogy to you. I kind of feel that, in a way, my radio show and what I did with my life was my, if you will, fuck you to my parents. To my mother, who always said, you can't do this, you can't do that. You are going to be sensitive to women. I was raised in a house of women where I had to be sensitive. And in a way, I went on the radio and I became this maniac, an insane person. So maybe you doing the motorcycle thing was me doing the radio show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I can still see your personality. You know, and I think it is about confronting your fears. You know, you learn once you push yourself through a level of fear. You know, and I learned this on doing the new TV show. Once you push yourself, if I do something and I go, oh shit, this is gonna hurt. You know, and I know that I'm scared and I can't sleep the night before, and I know it's gonna be gnarly. Really? Then I know that's going to be good TV, and I know I'm going to, like, when you get to the other side and you pull it off and you land it and you still got all your arms and legs, it's like the raddest feeling you could ever imagine.
I think that's how I feel about radio. When I would go on, and it was so conservative, and I'd go on and do these things that people said you can't do, I think I got that same kind of rush.
Yeah, but you've already done it all. What are you going to do now?
I play chess. What do you do?
I run in the rain.
I'll make you a deal. I'll build you a bike for free if you ride it.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think
not some
Jesse,
thing
I don't think I could do it.
Not even like down like a straight little.
I'll ride with you. You and I can take a road trip. And
I can hold on to you.
Yeah, I'll build you one of my little $100,000 specials if you ride it.
You want to know something, Jesse? That's a very generous offer, and I thank you for that. But I think I'm going to stay on the road.
No, you think about it.
Let me think about it. Let me mull it over. But I wouldn't accept that.
Go buy some motorcycle magazines and see if you like it.
You feel it would open me up?
I'm telling you, dude. I'm 100% right about this every time.
Maybe you're right.
I look at some people and they come into the shop and I can tell that guy's never going to ride that bike and that bike's never going to fit him. And then I see some guys that come in and they're a little hesitant.
I don't have the desire.
They're scared.
I don't have the desire.
They're scared like you.
I don't need it.
Is there anything
You don't know
want?
you don't know you need it, but you do.
You think I need it?
I think I'm 100%.
What's something? What is a fear you've confronted? But wait a second. Have you, like, maybe you have a fear of public speaking or something? Maybe you're afraid. I mean, what is your fear? Your real fear. Okay, so you can get on a bike and ride.
My biggest fear in the world.
Seeing your father.
No, is making sure my 3 kids grow up strong and healthy.
But no, come on. That's not your biggest fear.
It is. I got a 14-year-old daughter, man. She's 5'10" and blonde hair and green eyes, and like.
Well, you got
How old is she?
14.
Oh my.
So.
My biggest fear is walking outside
but
naked.
I get scared of a lot of stuff.
You should do it.
I'm afraid someone's going to see my penis.
You should show it.
Would you ever show your penis to the public? Aren't you afraid of that? Are you well hung?
No.
You're not? See?
No.
There's something you won't confront.
No.
Let's go to Dan. Let some people say hi to you. But I tell you what, I would be really nervous. You think I could ride in a sidecar, maybe?
I have a sidecar.
You do have
bike.
one?
Yeah.
I might be able to handle that. Dan, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, first time, long time, big fan, love you all. Hey, Jesse, about 6 or 7 years ago, you were at a car show in a town called Paso Robles, California. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was there in a bar across the street on the balcony, and you were at a place called Booey's. There was a massive crowd of people, and all of a sudden, every single cop, I've never seen so many cops, had to be 30 to 50, just swarmed over there. And the rumor is, tell me if it's right or not, is that some guy was talking shit to you and basically called you a sellout, and you decked the guy. Is that true?
No, that's not true.
You didn't have a bar fight?
No, some guy did start a bunch of stuff with me, but I was with my son. Him and I drove my little 29 Ford up there together, and we had just got there, and the guy like kind of was belligerent and got in my face, and like,
why? He's jealous.
Yeah, the rumor mill had you beating the shit out of this guy. And as soon as I heard you're on, I was like, I got to find out the truth.
Nah.
Are you good in hand-to-hand combat?
I've never lost a fight.
You've never lost a fight in your life?
I've taken my licks, but I've never been beat yet.
You've been in bar fights?
Yes.
And with some tough motherfuckers, I imagine.
I got hit in the side of the head with a Newcastle bottle one time.
No kidding.
In Flint, Michigan.
And you still beat the shit out of the guy?
Yeah.
Look at you. Where'd you learn how to fight like that? In the street, or did you do martial arts?
I took Taekwondo's dough.
You just know how to fight from growing up, right?
No, I took a little bit of martial. I don't want to talk about that stuff.
You did a little bit of martial arts?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a brown belt in Shotokan?
You can go to any martial arts store and buy any color belt you want. They're like $19.
Hey, I might have to fight you.
You could be a triple black belt.
You've never lost a fight?
No.
You think you could do ultimate fighting?
You know what? I'm not much of a grappler. You know, the kind of fighting that I did, that if you go down to the ground, you cut your percentage of winning by 50%.
So what would you do? Just punch a guy?
I think, keep your space and keep your distance,
How do you take them out?
Well, the best way I've found is break their clavicle.
No kidding.
If you break collarbone's super easy to break.
How do you break the collarbone?
You can slap it. It only takes like 4 pounds of pressure to break it.
No kidding. So you're telling me if I'm in a fight and I smack a guy in the clavicle.
Have you ever broken your collarbone?
I haven't.
Well, if you break your collarbone, you can't lift your hands up.
No kidding. So if you go for the rather than even go for the face,
just nail it, and like that fight's over.
Like Benji, come here. I'm going to demonstrate on you. I'm going to smack
come
you.
Here, Benji. Let me break your collarbone.
Let me just break your collarbone. Big deal. Like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you know that, Robin?
I did not know that. I know you can't. I didn't know it was so easy to break.
All those karate
I know you can't
lessons
lift your arms.
I wasted my time with.
But why can't he talk about it? It's like he went to some secret society or something. He doesn't like to talk about it.
Are you afraid if you brag about it, then guys will want to challenge you and all that kind of crap?
Yeah, and people are already, I'm the guy that everybody wants to fight.
You're a target already.
Yeah. Oh, you seem like a nice guy. I don't get that.
I don't know. It's because I'm so pretty.
That's the problem with you. Let's go to Mark. You ever have to fight more than one guy at a time?
Yeah.
No
it's
kidding.
usually always like that. It's never just me and one other guy. I mean, I haven't been in a real fight in a long time. But
Right. The last fight you had was more than one guy?
No, it was one guy.
Wow. Boy, I never get into fights because I run. Mark, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard. Thanks for taking my call, man. Big fan of yours, and Jesse, I'm a huge fan of yours.
What's up, man?
If you are going to turn down, or Howard, if you are going to turn down that bike, man, I swear to God, I'm going to drive to New York and I'm going to slap you. Jesse James, he's Elvis in the bike building.
I understand. First of all, let me explain something about myself,
fat
Mark.
and on drugs.
I would never take a free bike from Jesse, even if I was the biggest bike enthusiast in the world. That's number one. If I was going to get a bike from Jesse and ask him to make a bike, I'd pay for it. That's number one. That's my code.
That's a safeguard.
That's how we roll.
Yeah.
No, that's the truth.
So
I would not feel comfortable.
So basically now he's legally trying to get out of
No,
well, because
I
I'm
would
serious, I'm not allowed
Jesse,
to accept any gifts.
No,
on the air.
no, I could accept a gift.
I really wanted to go ride this weekend.
Jesse,
but
Jesse, look at me. I wouldn't do that to anybody. I wouldn't take a free, like, okay. If somebody
hey, I'll
wanted-
build you a bike and make you like it just to prove a point.
Well, that's different.
God, Howard, what are you doing?
Mark, stop it. I'm not a bike guy.
You really wouldn't just the idea, just to check it out to see if your personality wouldn't change.
Let me tell you,
if you wouldn't get something
listen,
out of it.
If NASA called me now and said, "We're going to build you a rocket ship so you can go to the moon,"
Can you imagine
I
a
wouldn't do it.
badass? Can you imagine a badass West Coast shopper like rolling up to somewhere and the guy gets off and he's like got a scowl on his face and like, man, who's that dude? That's Howard Stern. What?
What is the most expensive bike you've ever built?
I just built one that was about $300,000.
Why is it $300,000?
Yeah, it was probably a couple thousand hours of labor in it.
Because it's so specific. It's so like you had to make it the way the guy wanted it and put in all the.
It was just it was a bike with a sidecar and it was all polished aluminum, handmade, not a ripple in the whole body, and just riveted together. And
Jay Leno build that car? I mean, that bike? Is he one of your customers?
He doesn't like my type of bikes. My stuff's kind of fast and outlaw. And
oh, I see.
He likes more of that.
He likes a nice, safe.
Chitty bang bang.
Right.
Stuff, you know?
Not a real man. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I was looking online. How much was the Shaquille O'Neal bike? He built a bike for Shaquille that Shaquille fits on. So it's like 10 times the size of a normal bike.
I built the bike for Shaq, and I only charged him $50,000. Because he gave me some Lakers season tickets.
Oh, nice!
And then he went to like the Century Club the night he got it and told everybody he paid $150.
But you know what's funny
He's a
about
big timer.
Here's a guy. Why didn't you say to Shaq? You have to be in prime condition to be a basketball player. God forbid he falls off that motorcycle.
Well, he's got a contract with the bike I built him is his favorite bike. It's the only bike that fits him.
Right.
And Phoenix has a contract with him where he's not allowed to ride it. Not allowed to ride any motorcycle
right.
since what's his name up the Roethlisberger or
Roethlisberger?
Yeah, since he
from-
biffed on his Hayabusa. Now they.
Of course. Does your wife worry about you doing this stuff? Does she say, "Don't do it. I love you"?
I didn't ask her for permission.
Wow, you're a real man. I have to ask Beth permission for everything.
Well, anybody that's ever came into West Coast Choppers, any dude,
yeah,
and said really serious, wants a bike and everything, said, "I'm going to go talk to my wife about it."
Right.
They've never came back.
You and Sandra aren't going to do that Hollywood thing where you adopt one of these Malawi kids from Malawi, the country that Madonna goes to.
A little kid.
You're not doing any of that stuff?
Hey, cracker mom, cracker dad.
It's kind of weird. Ralph, go ahead. You've got the last word.
Yeah, you know what annoyed me most about Jesse on The Apprentice was you keep running around going, "I'm a blue-collar guy, I'm a blue-collar guy," like Artie's rap, and you're not. You're married to a huge star. You've got, like, a huge porn star. You even said yourself you invented this type of reality TV. So how are you a blue-collar guy?
Why don't you come to work with me 15 hours a day and I'm in my shop welding and making stuff all day, 7 days a week? You tell me.
But you're still married to a huge movie star, and you're on TV,
that doesn't make me a movie star.
Sure, it does. It makes you.
Oh,
in
it
that
does.
Group. It makes you in that group.
Is there an argument
in that group?
But
you
Jesse,
are not
you probably have tremendous amount of Hollywood friends.
I have a 5-mile radius of life. My shop is right where I grew up, and that's where I still work every single day.
In other words, your life hasn't changed as a result of marrying Sandra.
Hey, I'm pretty comfortable with what I do in life, and I know where my place is, and it's not on the red carpet.
Right.
You're not a blue-collar guy, though.
Yeah, okay. You keep thinking that.
Why is that? Why is it a bad thing to say? I don't get that.
Well,
really,
I just.
It's how he defines himself, and you're calling him a liar.
You're talking through your ass because your head knows better.
I think I know what Ralph is saying on one hand, but he definitely has more of a blue-collar mentality. If you compare him to the other people on The Apprentice, I mean, here's a guy that actually would get up, go to work in the morning, put in his 8 or 12 hours a day and come home and, his hands would be dirty.
Fred,
Trump never did that in his life.
Yeah, but he did the same thing every star in that show did. When you didn't take their advice in their area of expertise, they had a meltdown. Like you screamed at that guy Clint because he didn't take all your advice on the magazine.
Yeah, but you know something? I would listen to Jesse before I listen to Clint because Jesse actually runs a business. Clint does not.
Yeah, but,
You got to step away from the TV just like 3 feet. You're standing too close.
Well, he watches TV all day. I happen to know that.
That's his life.
Listen, Jesse, I'm curious to see this show. Jesse James is a dead man. It sounds like you could end up dead after this show.
I don't know if you got the memo, but we're all dying.
Yes, I know, but you're rushing things a bit.
It's only dangerous if you're afraid of dying.
You're not afraid of dying.
We're all dying anyway.
No, come on. Stop it. You've got a great life. What do you mean you're not afraid of dying?
Dude, if I could walk out of this studio and drop dead right now and I'd die happy.
Of course. But why end the happiness by doing something crazy like 200-mile-an-hour bike ride?
I think the odds are that you're going to get hit and killed by a cab.
Right.
More than I'm going to get hit driving my trophy truck.
You're probably right. You'll be laughing on my grave.
You'll get hit jogging.
Well, it's a pleasure to...
In the rain.
Didn't the guy that wrote that magazine or that book Running, didn't he die of a heart attack?
The guy who started? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's why you just need to get on a bike with the motor. Let it do the work.
I'll probably die from the cold.
I'm telling you, you're going to do it. I could feel it.
Listen, Jesse, you're a good dude. You got to live in a good life.
Yep. Thanks for having me, man. This is pretty awesome.
It was great having you.
Finally, I do some kind of media stuff where all my friends I know are going to listen.
Well, hey, that's good. Jesse James is a dead man, and if your wife's listening, tell her I said hello, if you know what I mean.
She is listening.
And tell her that she has to keep the marriage spicy.
You don't want to tell her, hey now.
Hey now. And she should wear sexy lingerie in the bedroom.
She does keep it spicy.
Yeah. How long you married now?
Almost 4 years.
4 years, and it's going strong.
It's awesome. It's definitely, I didn't start living until now.
Is there less sex now that you're married or more? Tell the truth.
There's just the right amount.
How many times a week?
8.
Are you serious? That's impressive. It's not 8. Don't tell me. Don't leave me with that. All 8 with Sandra?
You know what? If you get a bike and ride it, then I'll give you the whole.
Then you'll give me the
details.
Right, well, then I might have to do it. All right.
Man, nice to meet you, Artie. How are you, man?
That's Benji. That's Fred.
What's up, man?
Hey, nice to meet you. Howard, Tim can't believe that you won't take the bike. Cannot believe it.
Tim's back to laugh.
Tim's saying, just take it and sign the pink slip over to me.
It's over for me, man.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you for coming in.
No
that was
problem.
a great
Thank you
interview.
very much.
No problem.
Thanks so much.
He needs to get a bike. Quit fucking around.
Any way you can convince him?
You know what? I made him not answer now because I have a feeling he'll be like, you know what? Maybe I should do it. He's going to go home and tell his chick about it, and she's going to go, yeah, we should go on a ride.
What advice would you give him to, change his mind?